KIRO AM Seattle, KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, hello. Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports app, podcast platforms, 97.3, HD2, and YouTube. Thanks for finding us on all of those spots and all of those different ways. So thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks for being with us. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be eventually a beautiful week. Like everything is just, we're in a good spot here, man. I love this whole summer, spring that we're getting. Pretty sweet. Lyle, good morning to you. Maura, hello. It was a great birthday yesterday. Had a really, really nice day with my family. I would say highlight was the card that I got from Gertie, my dog. It was really sweet of her to go and get me a card. So Gertie and my favorite thing to do together is to throw her octopus. She loves her octopus. She's a French bulldog. Loves her octopus. I mean, loves it. She's got other toys that are really more for showing you when you come in, right? Like she'll go get her squid, or she'll go get her pumpkin, or sometimes she's got like a piece of pie, and she'll carry those over and show them to you when you come in. Don't touch them. But she'll show them to you and then run away. That's fun. But when she wants to play fetch, Frenchies can't really get a tennis ball in their mouth, so you can't really play with a tennis ball with them. So you got to get some sort of a toy to throw. So we've gone with this octopus. I think the way she likes the way it flops, kind of flops on the ground, and then, I don't know, maybe it looks dead. So she grabs it, she tears it, and then she brings it back, which is fun. And so she found me a card that had an octopus on it. Isn't that sweet of her? And the card said, "Thank you for playing octopus with me." So that was definitely a highlight of my birthday. Getting yeah, well, she's a good dog. She's very smart. So that was nice. As I said, my wife and kids dedicated all of maybe 20 minutes to celebrating me. We had to do the cake before dinner. I had to cook my own meal. It was really, yes, it was a delightful, delightful birthday. But I did get a SodaStream thing. So I'm excited about it. It's not an actual, it's somebody else's company, but that way we can stop spending hundreds
you said
of
somebody else's. I thought you got a hand-me-down gift.
Yeah, I did. No, like it's not made by SodaStream, but it's that idea. And the idea is now I can stop spending hundreds of dollars on seltzer, because I've really gotten into the whole seltzer thing. So yeah, now we can make that at home. I hope it's good. You ever do that? You ever have like homemade seltzer? Mm-mm. All right. Well, we'll see where this goes. Lyle, you a seltzer guy?
Funny enough, I used to drink a lot of it. Not as much anymore.
How come? What's happened?
Honestly, I don't know.
All right. Well, I've been doing a lot of, like, I was on the Waterloo kick for a while, and then I got into just plain seltzer with just a splash of juice, and that's kind of like become my go-to. I like a little like peach orange mango juice, just a splash. Like, so you're not drinking a ton of juice. You don't want all that sugar, but just a little splash with, oh my God, it's great. But it means that you're constantly having to go to the store to buy seltzer, and you can only get it in a can. So this has been this is going to be a game changer in my life. I'm very excited about my soda thing. Oh, also, none of my gifts actually came in time.
Old school.
Me, yeah, I know.
Maybe a little Bed Bath & Beyond, a little Home
Depot. I got some golf shoes. I got some golf sunglasses. None of my gifts actually came on time. So all of the gifts I got were just like a printout of what I'm going to eventually be getting. Not one of my gifts arrived on time. The only gift that I got that was there, that was great, was from Avery, my older daughter, who, and I won't tell you too many details because I think she would be embarrassed, but she's taking, she's in 8th grade. She's taking music production, and they have like an actual like music production studio. So she's using, what is it, Logic Pro? Is that right? Is that what we have here? I don't know. I think it's called Logic Pro. Anyway, she recorded a song for me, and she sang it, and it was awesome. She was able to, like, it's a song that we both know and like, and she took the track off the internet and was able to get rid of all of the lyrics, like all the vocal track, and sang over it. And it was awesome. It was so cool. So that and the octopus card were definitely the two best parts of my birthday. Thank you.
I like that you're ranking your birthday.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Ranked. Birthday presents ranked. Birthday moments ranked. And the Mariners got a win.
What are they doing?
I don't know what that is. That's not what I was trying to play. Let me try this one instead.
Late Night Mariners texts.
There we go. We do have a few. They're not angry, unfortunately. It is fun when the Late Night Mariners texts are more angry, but they're a little happier yesterday. This one does say, happy belated birthday, Salk. Mariners win. Hope you had an amazing nap and didn't have to do a single chore. I didn't have a great nap, actually. I kind of had a crappy birthday. Things kept going wrong all day. And my nap was interrupted. Too many people texted during my nap. Everyone wanted to wish me a happy birthday. It's like, well, appreciate it, but I'm napping right now, and every time the phone went off, it woke me up. So that was a disaster. As for the chores, I didn't have to do any chores. Heather did all of the cleaning last night, which was really nice because it was a dish-intensive dinner. Is it too soon to say all-star second baseman Cole Young? Yeah, but I don't think it's too soon to start having that conversation. Lyle, can we start talking about all-star second baseman? How about all-star hopeful second baseman Cole Young?
I mean, you start getting into May, that's when people start thinking about votes and casting votes, right? Here, I'm trying to pull it up right now, but I would have to imagine he's in the top 3 to 4 of second baseman in WAR right now.
I thought he might be number 1.
Yeah, he might be.
I think he's I would be willing to, just guessing, I bet he's number 1.
Has he been their most consistent hitter?
Well, I think he's been their highest WAR player.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, between what he's done defensively and what he's done at the plate, like, yeah, I think he probably is going to be, if he's not number 1 in second baseman WAR, he's probably going to be very, very close to it.
I almost forgot. For some reason, B-WAR ranks him a lot higher than F-WAR right now. Regardless, by F-WAR, him and Brian Rocchio are tied in the American League for the highest WAR.
B-WAR probably, that's Baseball Reference as opposed to Fangraphs. Doesn't Baseball Reference usually take more defense into account? I think that's why Julio's often done better in Baseball Reference than Fangraphs. So if you look at that one, then yeah, then it would make perfect sense. Yeah, I think it's a reasonable conversation. He's not going to win it today. Like, you got to go more than just have one hot month. But I think it's absolutely reasonable. It's not like second base is stacked with automatic all-stars who definitely get the nod, and you've got to do something totally crazy to unseat them. Yeah, I do think there'll be a conversation. If he keeps this up, sure. He's playing at an all-star level. There's no doubt about it. He's been one of the most consistent bats in the lineup.
Again, even by Fangraphs, he's been arguably the best second baseman in the American League. That would warrant you an all-star nod.
It sure would.
Late Night Mariners texts.
Guys, we're almost at 500. I'm not watching one game until that happens, but I have been keeping my eye on the scores. Okay. Well, I guess that's one way to handle it. I don't know. It feels a little early to be in that mode. Like, they went to the ALCS last year, went to Game 7. It's not like they're in, like, an endless rebuild that just has never produced any results. They've been a good team now for, like, 5 years. And they've gone and they went to the not just the playoffs, but the Game 7 of the ALCS last year. You if you're only going to watch when they get over 500, I suppose you can do that, but it feels like a bit of a stretch. It feels like a bit of a stretch. All right, so everybody's going to get on me now. Oh, Salk, why don't you silence your phone when you're taking a, because I don't want to. How about that? Because, like, sometimes there are emergencies. Maybe I was waiting for a call yesterday, which, as it turns out, I was. I was waiting for a call throughout the day. By the way, the call never came. But when the spam call came, whatever time it was, it definitely made me think it was the call that I was waiting for, and that woke me up. You guys don't know everything that's going on in my life. Everybody always loves to tell you how you should be using technology. Like, you think I'm giving you the whole story? No, I don't have time to tell you the whole story. Tell Mike his daughter can show him how to put his phone on Do Not Disturb for nap time. I understand how to do these things. I just don't want to. Maybe I enjoy being aggravated. Maybe I enjoy the fact that later I get something to complain about.
I would believe that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Does seltzer taste like fountain soda that's run out of syrup? Yes, it does. But that's why you add just a splash of juice to it. Just a splash. Otherwise, it's too much sugar. But with no flavor, it's disgusting. I will say that's probably, of all of the things in my life that I'm now 48 years old as of yesterday. Of all the ways I've matured in my life, Lyle, The biggest way is that I can now drink seltzer, just like soda water with lime. As a kid, even as like in my 20s, if I accidentally like went to get a Sprite and I got the wrong one and ended up with the soda water and then tried to drink, I would like I just couldn't handle that taste. Now I actively crave it.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, I guess I stopped drinking soda at a pretty young age. It was the carbonation I always liked rather than needing the soda. So I said, oh, you can just drink sparkling water.
Yeah.
And I got on that, I don't know, high school.
You're lucky. I mean, when we were kids, it was just soda all the time. Just no matter what. When in doubt, just go soda. 425.
I was glad to find it. My track coach kind of drilled into us not to drink soda in high school.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know if this is true, if this is a wife's tale. He said it gave you cramps, and I always got cramps when I was running anyways in my side, like the side
I could
stitches.
see that. It's all sugary and the bubbles and all that. It makes sense.
So I ended up liking the sparkling water a lot too.
425 says, sounds like you're not serious about naps. Whoa. That's now we're talking fighting words in the morning. How dare you? And then 505 understands when you have kids, putting your phone on silent always creates a disaster. That's exactly right. You can't ever put your phone totally on silent when you have kids because you just never know what's going to happen. Yeah. All right. We got to go. We'll come back here. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. If you missed any of Daniel Jeremiah, I want to make sure you guys listen to every second of it because he was awesome and really gave perfect insight into where the Seahawks are at and why they've done what they've done. So stick around. It's coming up. I'm Brock and Salk.
For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at SeattleSports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at SeattleSports.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
Saving energy simplified. Snohomish PUD's Rebate Center is your one-stop hub for cash back on energy-efficient upgrades, from heat pump water heaters to all-in-one washer-dryer combos. Whether you're planning a project or already made an upgrade in the last 90 days, the Rebate Center helps you check eligibility, submit receipts, and track your rebate status all in one place. Visit snowpud.com/rebates.
Visit America's Car Museum now, where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
What a performance by the big unit!
Mariners fans, don't miss your chance to witness history on Saturday, May 2nd, when the Mariners celebrate Randy Johnson number retirement ceremony night. Presented by T-Mobile. The special pregame event will immortalize Randy's 51 while recounting the big unit's biggest moments, like throwing the franchise's first no-hitter and winning the team's first Cy Young Award.
Randy looks to the skies!
Get your tickets today at mariners.com/big unit.
Big Trees provides professional tree transplant services, helping you keep the trees you love right where they belong. Don't let construction, remodeling, or changing landscapes cause a headache. Big Trees moves your cherished trees safely so you can keep those memories growing strong. With decades of experience, Big Trees knows how to move trees safely and successfully. Up and away, get your tree transplanted today. See more of their transplanting process at bigtreesupply.com.
Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have vehicles made for adventure seekers. Get the Tundra at 2.99% APR for up to 72 months with $1,000 bonus cash or $4,000 customer cash. Lease the 4Runner for $389 a month or the Tacoma TRD Sport for $399 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through May 4th on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, and a negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Rich, Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates a third-party insurer. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Mariners and Twins this morning in Minneapolis. First pitch at 10:40, 9:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
The chartered plane to Queen Charlotte Lodge is on the runway, and you're not going to want to miss it. This summer has limited availability for king salmon, halibut, and lingcod fishing in beautiful Haida Gwaii, British Columbia. Queen Charlotte Lodge is absolutely the place to be. A luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, dad, or son. Book your stay at fishqcl.com, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, we know baseball requires patience, right? Not just over 162 games, but over 9 innings or over a whole series. Usually the cream ends up rising to the top, and after surviving a couple scares and some disappointments early in the game, Mariners finally showed, I thought yesterday, why they're just a better team than the Twins are, and the Twins kind of twinned, and they made some mistakes, and the Mariners capitalized. 3 hits for Julio, 3 doubles for Julio in this game. Cole Young had 3 hits, couple extra base knocks for Randy Arozarena, but the big blow came from the big fella, Josh Naylor.
The 1-0. Swung on, destroyed, right field. This is on its way. Gone, Josh Naylor. Over the big wall in right field, Naylor, a 3-run blast. And the Mariners extend the lead. It's 5-1.
Yeah, it was kind of on from there. Just a really nice game for them. Just kind of keep it nice and simple. It wasn't pretty always early, but again, when you get that power surge and you get some of those extra base hits, the game looks fairly easy for this team, especially when Logan Gilbert, again, not great yesterday, but he got himself out of trouble and was still able to only give up 1 run over 5.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way to finish, to get out of runners on, stuff like that. It's always good. And when you need to make a big pitch, being able to find that with guys on base. So, I mean, I think there are a lot of positives. You can always, focus on a couple things you want to do better, but I think in this game you got to take the positives and move to the next start. So, like I said, I thought I made some big pitches, and bullpen did really, really great behind me, so that was great to see in the offense at the end, so it's a good game.
Bullpen was pretty dominant yesterday. You really see the difference between the leverage guys and the non-leverage guys in that pen. Anyway, M's get back to within a game of 500. Chance to get there today. This is the last game of April, so you get there today, you finish the month at 500, would be just fine. Getaway matinee, George Kirby against Taj Bradley. Pregame at 9:30, so we'll be done a little early. First pitch will be just after 10:30. By the way, still waiting on Brendan Donovan. He sounds like he's going to take, or has already started to take some swings. Dan said yesterday it's gone pretty well. Could return sometime during the upcoming homestand, which would be great, though this is an issue he's probably going to have to monitor all year.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, are the Seahawks ready to compete for another Super Bowl? The draft, obviously, in the rear view. They've addressed most of their issues and needs. Still would love to see them add an edge rusher and plenty of options for that. I thought Brian Nemhauser, Hawk Blogger, had some good stuff yesterday on why Dante Fowler might be the right guy, and just looking at his pass rush win rate. Okay, fine, sold. Just bring in somebody else to play that Boye Mafe role, and I'm going to end up being pretty happy. As for the draft itself, Daniel Jeremiah?
I thought they did well, man. I thought almost it was like a boringly good draft for the Seahawks. Like just hitting it just one after another. It just all kind of made sense. It all kind of flowed. They took what was there. I don't think they reached it all. And I thought they got a bunch of guys that can come help. So every year we do this and we talk about the picks you get excited about. I'll be honest with you, like, they're going to love Bud Clark, man. Like, Bud Clark's going to be outstanding in Seattle.
Well, we're going to learn a little bit more about Bud Clark because we're going to talk to his head coach in college, Sonny Dykes from TCU, is going to join us at 7:30 this morning. As for kind of outside of the top picks, who else did DJ like?
Look, I'd be curious to see if Bo Stevens ends up cracking the lineup there. That would be interesting to me to see if he ends up getting some play. What round was he taking in the fifth?
Fifth rounder.
I think he's better right now. So I would feel comfortable at him versus Bradford. I think that would be an interesting thing to monitor going forward.
Well, and let's also remember DJ not the biggest Bradford fan after watching some of the film last year. Regardless, going to be fun to see these guys as rookie minicamp gets underway this weekend.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Oh, just for fun, the Steelers placed an unrestricted free agent tender on Aaron Rodgers on Tuesday. So what does that mean? It's rarely used. It essentially gives him the chance to accept a 10% raise from his salary last year and gives the Seahawks a pick in the next draft if he ends up signing anywhere else. Essentially,
Sorry, you said Seahawks.
I meant Steelers. Same thing. Thank God it's not the Seahawks. Sorry.
That'd be cool if there was a tag that gave the Seahawks a pick.
Yes. Aaron Rodgers leaves the Steelers, and the Seahawks get yet another pick in next year's draft. I thought Evan Cohen explained this pretty well.
When I'm looking over this Rodgers contract that Adam Schefter reported about, I'm like, okay, so if they're nervous about another team signing him, who? What other team is signing him? We heard about Minnesota the last few years. Well, they signed Kyler Murray. Now, could they still sign Rodgers? Because they signed Kyler Murray for like $10 an hour, basically. It is technically possible that they would get rid of one of them. Okay, so very unlikely. Very unlikely. Arizona? They bring in Carson Beck by way of the draft. Jacoby Brissett is his contract situation. They have Gardner Minshew. Then you have to ask the question, I know it's warm weather. Why would Rodgers want to go to Arizona over staying in Pittsburgh? He has a chance to actually win in Pittsburgh. Not win at all, but he has no chance of winning in Arizona. So what is this? Because I keep coming back to all the Pittsburgh-Rodgers conversation, the new contract part of this, it's just to cover for him as to why he's not there until he wants to be there. Because I don't understand the other team part of it. Hey, we get a comp pick if he signs with another team. Who?
I mean, yeah. Well said. As usual, it's just a way to either put Aaron in the news or cover for the fact that he's a disruptive personality to have him around. Whatever. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Let's see. Okay. So, yeah, Sonny Dykes. We got like a ton of guests today. Sonny Dykes is going to join us at 7:30. So we will learn a little bit more about Bud Clark, who everyone is very excited about. Right after that, like immediately after that, like we're going to hang up the phone and pick up the phone again. And when we do, Emerson Hancock will be there. Lyle, your guy, Emerson Hancock, going to join us today. He's been filthy. He's been great. I want to hear a little bit about some of the changes. You know what I really want to ask him? What got him to make some of these changes? Like, did he have like a come to Jesus moment? Like, what was it that got him to decide, okay, I got to make some sort of a major change So I'm excited to talk to him about that at 7:45. We'll do a little late version of Blue 88 at 8 o'clock, and then Adam Jude's going to join us at 8:30. So we'll talk a little bit more baseball with him, and then we're done at 9:30, early show. So that'll be fun. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to play some golf. So that is how the day shakes out. We'll come right back. I want to make sure you get all of Daniel Jeremiah because, like, what a thrill. I mean, just what a gift to be able to have the best draft analyst a couple days after the draft talking Seahawks. Yeah, you're going to want to hear it next.
And everybody is up, pulling for the big unit to do it with his brand, with his K. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss and it's over. And he did it. He put it right on the rump of the old steer and burned her right in there.
Saturday night at T-Mobile, the Mariners retire Randy's number 51. Live coverage on Seattle sports during the Mariners pregame show beginning at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates. Evan Cohen here. According to CNBC, nearly half of hiring managers say a candidate's enthusiasm is the most important factor when considering them for a role. Well, if you need to hire for your business, how can you separate the candidates who are really excited from the ones who are just meh? With ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that quickly shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first, and their smart matching technology connects you with them instantly. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of the BZ. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
Mariners and Twins this morning in Minneapolis. First pitch at 10:40, 9:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Immaculate greens, unrivaled natural beauty, championship caliber conditions. Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on nearly every hole and tree-lined fairways, Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those that want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Brock and Salk
weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, DJ going to join us in just a moment or two. Daniel Jeremiah, Brian Walters, B. Waltz. Everybody gets a nickname today with me in place of Brock for another hour and a half, which is good. And then we'll miss you for the rest of the week. It'll be me tomorrow. And then I think our friend Greg Bishop is going to come in on Thursday and tell stories with us, which is always fun. But let's do it. I'm so excited about this. Finally get some real draft information from our guy, the greatest to do it, Daniel Jeremiah. DJ, how we doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. Like the sickness hasn't set in yet. Normally you do these things and you end up getting a little sick, but I've fought that off. So we're doing good.
Well, let me introduce you to Brian Walters, who's sitting with me today in place of Brock, who is vacationing without us. So DJ, B. Waltz, DJ.
What's up, man?
That's
DJ, good to see you again.
I'm sure you
Good
had
to
him
see
in
you,
your
brother.
top 150 the year he was drafted, right?
It's framed. I can't flip my camera around, but it's framed. The report's framed on the wall in here.
Scouting report. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I blame him why I didn't get drafted.
Yeah, that's probably DJ's fault. How'd the Seahawks do?
I thought they did well, man. I thought almost it was like boringly good draft for the Seahawks. Like just hitting it just one after another. It just all kind of made sense. It all kind of flowed. They took what was there. I don't think they reached it all. And I thought they got a bunch of guys that can come help. So every year we do this and we talk about the picks you get excited about. I'll be honest with you, like they're going to love Bud Clark, man. Like Bud Clark's going to be outstanding in Seattle.
Hey, why didn't we talk about him? I mean, the only disappointment for me is like all the guys we talked about didn't really end up here other than Jadarian Price. And we'll come back and talk more about him. We didn't really talk about Clark or Neal at all. Should we have talked about them and or why didn't we? Yeah, I mean, I can tell you where I had them here. This is always the fun part of the deal because I like to see like where I had them versus where they went. So do you know what pick was Bud Clark? 64. Yeah. Bud Clark was my 58th player. So, I mean, you talk about the speed. He was great. The tape was good. He had an excellent week at the Senior Bowl, made a ton of plays at the Senior Bowl. And then he ran 4.41. He just was, if he was 205 pounds, I think he goes even higher than that. He might've snuck into the first round. He's got so much production and he's just dripping with instincts. He's a really, really good player.
DJ, outside of the first or second round, and let's go Seahawks and the entire NFL. Yeah. Who's the player that you think we'll be talking about kind of come November as a big time impact player outside those first couple rounds?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go with that. If I just wanted to go to the Seahawks, and I'll go outside their early picks, look, I'd be curious to see if Bo Stevens ends up cracking the lineup there. That would be interesting to me to see if he ends up getting some play. What round was he taken, in the fifth?
Fifth rounder.
Yeah, I think he's better right now. So I would feel comfortable at him versus Bradford. I think that would be an interesting thing to monitor going forward.
You like some of the value. You mentioned Bud Clark. Julian Neal is the other guy. These two have just come in and they're both.
What pick was Neal?
Neal was 99. They traded back a couple spots, just 3 spots from 96, and took Neal at 99.
He was my 86th player.
Wow, so that's pretty good value on a DJ standpoint for sure.
I mean, what do I know? But I mean, yeah, that's a good spot to get him. I mean, look, you get a corner that's that big, that can run, that's got, he's an efficient mover. Like, he's not the most smooth guy, but he's huge, and he can carry verticals. He's got some recovery speed. He's, everything he did was efficient. So I thought that was good value as well.
Was Bo Stevens in your 150?
Yeah, I think he was here.
Because they took him at 148. So if he's in your 150,
Bo Stevens was 148.
Good.
Bo Stevens was my 137th player.
All right. And Jadarian Price, I think if I remember you right, you had it like 34 or 35?
Yeah. Let me see here. Price was 34.
Yeah, I remember that from last week. Price was 34. Impressive. Chris Johnson was 35.
So, but does that make sense? How?
Need. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to Price here in a second. But doesn't that make sense though? Because when we talk about these teams, like when the draft's going on, like normally the teams you talk about are the teams that have taken somebody way earlier than they should, or teams that have gotten this just crazy value of like somehow they got the falling star. Like I love the Toledo safety, and he fell, to the Browns pretty significantly in the second round. But like the Seahawks, we didn't talk about them because I felt like just boom, boom, boom. They're just getting good value, good players all throughout the whole draft.
You think, Price we're expecting to jump in right away and contribute.
Yeah.
Can Bud Clark and Julian Neal make a contribution for this upcoming year?
Yeah, I think Bud for sure. I think absolutely you'll see him get on the field. He can play a couple different spots and do different things. So Neal, I think maybe more insurance and someone who's, I think you'll see a better version of here once they get their hands on him, get to coach him, that you'll see a better version of him in year 2 and year 3.
Looking back in the entirety of this draft and all the teams really, and talking about where you had guys ranked and all the studies you've done on these guys, is there anyone on any team that you just said, I don't see it at that spot? Like, I don't know why they took him that early that you can think of.
Yeah, there's always ones like that. I mean, to me, Caleb Banks at 18 to the Minnesota Vikings was just that. Like, I always talk about profiles, and I think all sports, when you're scouting, you talk about this is a really kind of a second round profile. It's a boomer bust profile. He's hurt the same foot twice. For a big guy, that always is a little bit of a concern. Only played 3 games last year. You go to the 24 tape. It's got some really good stuff in there, some high flashes, but there's inconsistency. Like that profile has always been kind of a second round boomer bust defensive tackle. And they took him at the 18th pick. Now they could hit it and then look like they've got Chris Jones, and they took a gamble and it was well worth it. But normally that's the risk you take in the second round.
Have you spend a lot of time on the tape and then talking to people? Like, would you have had any understanding or sense ahead of time that these 2 kids the Seahawks took were going to be as brash and physical, or as confident? And obviously you would understand the physicality, but the confidence that they showed in their meetings with the media? Because it was kind of the story here. Like, after Jadarian Price, like, they asked Bud Clark, to talk about himself and like, hey, who are you?
I feel like I'm versatile. I'm a ball hog. I'm getting to the ball every chance I get. I compete. I'm a competitor always.
So that was him. And then Julian Neal went even farther.
I'm the most physical corner in this draft class. I use my arms to my advantage. I use my length. I use my availability. Never gotten hurt. I've never missed a game in college from being hurt. I come down, I hit something. I'm going to go up and go get the ball. I'm getting interceptions. I'm pressing dudes at the line. I'm locking dudes up at the line. It's box time.
It's box time. Like, I don't think that we were expecting quite that level of confidence bordering on cockiness, but it was definitely a cool deal. Would you know about that type of stuff ahead of time?
I would say, first of all, was that your first radio interview, by the way, as well? Was that when you came in there when they were asking you, you interested in this job?
Yeah.
And you just came in there guns blazing
like Muhammad Ali. Yeah. Like, I'm the greatest radio host of all time. Yeah.
That's box time right now. Let's go. Put me on the air.
Number one ratings time. Let's go.
No, you know what's interesting is that I don't know what phrase if they use, like play like a Seahawk or whatever mantra that they use there, but there's an edge that guys play with on great defenses. And when I was in Baltimore, we had a pretty good knack of being able to identify what that was and find that in guys. And you know what that sounded like to me, because that's the first time I've ever heard those clips. That sounds like to me of the confidence, not only in yourself, but there's also a little bit of anger in there of like, I should have gone way higher than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like that personal pride that those great players have, no matter where they were picked. I don't care if you were the 5th pick, those guys are ticked off and think it's ridiculous that they weren't the first pick. And that's how those guys are wired.
Happened to my dad last year in his over 70 softball league, picked in the 9th round and spent the rest of the year holding up 9 fingers after every hit to let everybody know. And this year went in the 5th round. So obviously proved it to everyone. From the Seahawks perspective, there was a little bit more thought that maybe this was a lesson they had learned when they had the Legion of Boom and drafted guys that came in and were a little intimidated or showed too much respect to the veterans, that if you're going to build a good team and sustain it, you can't come in and be in awe of the guys that are already there. You were in Baltimore when you were already having success, right? Is that a consideration? Is that something you got to look at?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to carry yourself like you'll get swallowed up by the alphas if you don't have some of that in you. You've got to have that, and that's what I'm saying. Like you kind of identify. It's why we would, there's a lot of times we would go shopping for players at Miami because during that era, it didn't matter who Miami had. Like they all were going to be, brash, confident, believe in yourself, edgy type guys. So I think that's a key part of it. I don't know there's that much difference in teams in terms of identifying the talent. And I would even throw the media in there. Like most people, if you've done it long enough, you can kind of see who can move and, who's got instincts. But the difference is these teams that are consistently good, it's the wiring and the makeup and being able to dial in what fits, within your group and what makes a great team. So that's what Seattle's done. I mean, they've done it now twice. They've built 2 different teams with edgy guys who match the way they want to play.
DJ, I feel like the Seahawks have always prided themselves in kind of taking the best player available in past drafts.
Yeah.
Do you see this draft being different for them, a different philosophy that they did? I mean, more drafted for need as opposed to the best player, or do you think the dominoes just fell that way where needs were the best player?
Yeah, I think it married up. I think they were positioned where it just kind of married up. Now, I know they were they were calling around about trying to get back, and I don't know if that was a situation where they thought, okay, we could move back, we could get out, but man, when you do the calculus and some of the teams that are starting to get mentioned with price late in the process, that they just didn't want to take the chance, or if it just never materialized where they got the offer that they wanted. But I do think we had talked about it the week of, maybe even the day before the draft, was how far back can you go and how far back would you be comfortable going? And I think they thought the regret would be greater of missing out on the player than missing out on the trade. So I just thought they managed it, and I thought it felt to them. I didn't think that was sitting there saying, well, gosh, we've got 10 players graded higher than Price, and we're going to take Price because, we were screaming need at running back. I just think it happened to be that he was the guy at that time, and it was right in their ballpark.
The one thing they weren't able to do was get an edge guy. We spent a lot of time talking about those, and maybe that just means they like the guys that are available in free agency because there are a lot of
There's still a bunch of them. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
There's a ton of them.
Fowler is out there, and Jordan
Bosa's still hanging out there.
Bosa's out there. Von Miller's out there. There's somebody else. Yeah. Kyle Van Noy. Like there's a lot. Clowney. Yeah. Like there are sort of a choose your favorite flavor option out there. The only other thought that, because all the guys we talked about for the edge were gone by the time they got to 64. Yeah. Would there have been any reason to trade up in the 2nd round? And you wouldn't have ended up with 8 picks, but you might have ended up with an edge guy in the 2nd round. That's the only other way I could have imagined this going.
Yeah, I think they're fine. I mean, they have a good group currently on campus, and I just think that the volume of the veterans that are still out there, and the fact that they don't factor into the comp pick formula anymore either, I think they want to bring in a good number of players, enhance their chances of hitting on some guys, but also just build out some more depth. Versus, I bet you that was part of the discussion was who are these guys that are in that range that we could move up and get versus the group of veteran players that we just mentioned. And I don't think the difference was great enough for them to be able to part with all those picks.
You know anything about these last 4 picks? They're 6th and 7th rounders. So we're talking Emmanuel Henderson Jr. from Kansas, a wide receiver that plays special teams. Cornerback Andre Fuller from Toledo. Nose tackle Devin Eastern from Minnesota, not Eastern Minnesota, and cornerback Michael Dansby from Arizona. Any of those guys come across your radar at any point?
Yeah, I did all of them except for the corner, the last one there. So kind of going through those guys. Where is it here? Eastern. I mean, he's got length, so he had 34 and 1/8 inch arms. Thought he had some violent hands. I was just a little stiff and played high. Got controlled a little bit of the point of attack. I wrote down in my notes, swimming to nowhere. Like guys who love to swim, but then they're not going anywhere. So we got to work on that, clean that up a little bit. But I mean, he's big and long. Yeah. No, it is coachable. Fuller was the corner, right?
Yeah.
And they've done a good job at Toledo. Think about that. Quinyon Mitchell. We saw McNeil Warren go earlier in this draft. So their secondary, they've done a really good job with that. I had a higher grade on him than on Eastern. Outside, can find to play the ball downfield, stays on the hip. He can play the pocket when the ball goes up in the air. Just kind of average AA athletic ability and change of direction. He'll wrestle you, tackle you, physical kid. Just not a lot of ball production, only 1 pick. But
I think he said
he was someone who I had draftable.
Yeah, and he said he wants to go play special teams. Like that's what he wants. Wants to be a gunner. Yeah,
perfect. So those guys. I didn't do the Arizona corner. I admit, gosh, Arizona had those other 3 guys.
Yeah. Did you do Emmanuel Henderson, the wide receiver from Kansas?
Yeah. It definitely, it's like the names, right? The names connect, and I'm like, I know I've done that one, so let me find Emmanuel Henderson Jr. A lot of shovels and tunnel screens, a lot of quick hitters. He can really run. He ran 4.44. Had a little back hip pluck and run against Cincinnati, which was impressive. I just wrote not super polished, had some drops. He had 4 drops. So you got kind of a raw, speedy guy. That's another special teams type profile there. So that seems to be of that group of guys. They're hoping some of those guys can help on teams.
DJ, it's incredible how many players you have to scout and go over to get ready for the draft. So I'm curious, when does it start for next year? and do you give yourself any time? And also, where does it start? Like, how do you start this entire process?
The sick thing is that, like, I already have like an itch because I saw some people already posting things on social media because next year's got some dudes. But I force myself that I won't. I'm like, it's a month. I'm not gonna look. I don't want to watch any tape for a month, and then over the summer I'll try and watch. Usually anywhere from like 40 to 50 guys. It's not a lot. It's just kind of the main names that you're going to hear about. So I have that year before reference point. And then I take a little bit of a break again until we get to usually like October, once they've started to accumulate some more tape. So I don't want to start watching a guy and have it be disjointed. I'm watching him one game here, and then I'm trying to circle back another game there. I like to sit down and knock out like 3 or 4 games. So usually you've got some cupcakes or directional schools early in the schedule. By the time we get to October, I've got enough quality competition that I can really kind of start going. And I look at it as holidays. They just start ramping up. Like Halloween, it's like, okay, I better be kind of going here. When we get to Thanksgiving, it's like, oh crap. We get to Christmas, it's like, you better start humping this thing to get through it. So those are my check marks.
So as much fun as it is to talk about the Seahawks, it felt, again, I used the word workmanlike to describe their draft yesterday. It was kind of a workmanlike draft. They did what they needed to do. They filled their needs. As you said, each guy they took was right in about the right range. It all just kind of made sense. Then you have their biggest rival in the NFC West, the LA Rams, with what might be the most confusing draft we've heard, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. I will take the opportunity to play this sound one more time because I think it's hilarious. Sean McVay asked why they wanted Simpson.
Yeah, there was a lot of players that we liked, but when you do look at it, I think the thing you liked about the body of work is, let's make one thing clear. This is Matthew's team.
I can't get over that sound. The thing you like about the body of work is, let's make one thing clear, it's Matthew's team.
Yeah.
How big is the problem in LA?
Well, that was just my opinion. That was having met, I'm guessing that day, as it was reported with Stafford, I'm guessing that probably didn't go great, because I've never heard of a veteran quarterback who's, in his position that's ever excited about somebody taking a pick at their position instead of somebody that can help them. So I'm sure that probably didn't go great. So he's got it in his mind of, whatever you do, like, I don't want to make Matthew any more upset than he already is. And so that's in the back of his brain the whole time. And the other thing is, I've always, and you guys have been around forever, you know this, like, there's always this good cop, bad cop. And every time in every team and every sport, it's always upstairs, downstairs. We're downstairs. If I'm a coach downstairs, hey, it's me, I'm with you guys. That's an upstairs thing. Like, there's a separation there. The bad guys are upstairs because you don't have to deal with them. I got to deal with you every day. So I'm the good cop. They're the bad cop. And then I think they realized within 24 hours, like, nobody's going to ever buy the fact that you took a quarterback without Sean McVay's blessing. Like, there's nobody that's reasonable that's ever going to think that. So then I think it was kind of like we're kind of playing this role in that first part of the press conferences. And then now it's come back like, no, yeah, I endorsed him. We would never do this without me, which is exactly what happened.
But I want to go to the 49ers now. Let's stay in the NFC West. Are they reaching? Yeah. Are all the rumors true? What everyone thinks? Are they reaching for draft picks? Is John Lynch kind of going somewhere people don't see?
Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I don't pay too much attention to what's going on with how other people rank players, because I don't want it to ever cloud my judgment on stuff. And so that my first reaction was, wait, I wonder where I am versus the consensus on the consensus board. I'm like, wait, am I in the consensus? I don't even know. I don't know how that all comes together. But look, the first one they took in Stribling in the top of the second round, there was a lot of buzz on him late in the process. He was going to go in the top 40 picks. So that one, I know I was a little bit lower on him. I know most, probably the big boards probably had him a little lower, but he got a lot of heat late because he had all the athleticism. He met with teams and they were blown away by how smart he was and how he could play all three spots. So that wasn't, I think if they didn't take him there, they wouldn't have got him. So I don't fault him on that. Some other ones as they were going through, yeah, they were earlier than I would have had them. But hey, they're scouting for themselves, and we'll see. I'm always loath to make predictions of this team got it right and this team got it wrong, because who knows? We'll find out down the line.
We spent a lot of time talking with you about Jadarian Price before they ended up drafting him, but let's make sure we go back, because at the end of the day, this was their first round pick. This is a guy that we all expect now to come in. Is he the starting running back game one of the season?
I think he's fully capable of being that. So I would imagine so. And then you're going to kind of be able to ease Charbonnet back in. He can do everything you want to do. I think he's fully capable of being that guy. Vision, balance. He's got just a really good feel. His ability in the passing game, I think, is underrated. I think he's going to be able to do some things, catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got good hands from that standpoint. His thing is just going to be pass protection. I guarantee you from the first mini camp, that's going to be if you go out to practice, they're going to be really drilling that down and working with him on that. That would be the only thing that would keep him off the field early. It's just, he's got to get better in that department.
He was we talked to him on Friday. He's a really impressive kid. Like, we ended up having he came on the show. The other guys, that was all from their media availability, but we had Price on for 10-15 minutes on Friday morning. Like, staggeringly mature, like just hearing his story and his mom and his uncles dying of gun violence. And then you try to put all of that with this kid that stuck around and had to tell his mom, hey, I'm staying at Notre Dame, even though I'm being offered a lot more money to go elsewhere, and the loyalty. He really just, the character was just kind of blew us away.
Yeah. Everybody loved him as a kid for sure. And I remember talking to teams, I can't tell you the number of times, multiple times, but I was talking to teams that were in that top 10 range. And every time I would talk to them about, Love, like, is there a chance Love gets to you? Is there a chance you'd move up a little bit for Love? And inevitably the discussion, they would always pivot towards Price and be like, you know what, if you told me we didn't get Love, but we came away with Price in the second round, we'd be almost as excited as we were if we got Love. Like, everybody. And they, to a man, said when we met with him, we absolutely were in love with the kid.
Can you think of any other times in the NFL draft that there's been
2 guys from the same team, same position group, that are the top 2 guys at that position?
As the top 2 guys at the position, I know it wasn't. I think they were like 1 and 3, because when we had when McFadden and Felix Jones came out, they were in that same draft, and I think Peyton Hillis was also in that draft. So they had 3 guys who were probably 3 of the top 5, which was pretty nuts. At the same position, though, yeah, you know what? I'd have to go back and see.
There's got to be a year with Ohio State wide receivers or LSU wide receivers or something like that.
To me, I think it'll be the Miami team, because you remember we had DJ Williams and Jonathan Vilma were both first-round pick linebackers from Miami in that year. I don't remember. I can't imagine if there was a linebacker that went ahead of them. But yeah, it's pretty wild that you have that. You know, when you have guys sitting there at that exact same position, and it wasn't even close. We talked about it. There was a cliff
right
after Price. It was a cliff before you get to the next one.
The great Daniel Jeremiah joining us yesterday. How great is it to have DJ this time of year and just reacting to what turned out to be, I think, a pretty good draft for the Seahawks. He sure liked it. Again, it's not the fanciest draft of all time. It's not the one that all the national pundits are going to talk about, and they didn't do this one big special fancy thing. But it's what they needed to do, coming off of a Super Bowl and with the specific needs that they have and holes on this roster. Got done exactly what they needed to. And we'll talk to Sonny Dykes, head coach at TCU, about Bud Clark. So that should be fun. I keep wanting to call him Bud Grant. I feel bad. I know Bud Grant's the old coach that Pete played for or coached with Minnesota like 100 years ago, but I just keep wanting to call him Bud Grant. I'm going to work hard at calling him Bud Clark and not Bud Grant, and we'll do that at 7:30. I want to talk some Mariners with you guys next.
For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at SeattleSports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at SeattleSports.com.
At Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland, they have a ride made for the young and the ambitious. Lease the 2026 Corolla for just $209 a month or the Corolla Cross for $269 a month, both for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Or level up to the Camry Hybrid for $289 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofRenton.com and ToyotaofKirkland.com. Offers valid through May 4th on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, and a negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Hey guys, Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. Still here helping men with ED and Peyronie's disease in 2026. Our clinics have helped thousands of men in the last 8 years just like you. Most guys tell me that in their early 50s, they started using Viagra. It worked for 3 or 4 years and then tapered off. That's because Viagra is not a curative medication. It's a short-term solution. Our wave therapy breaks down the plaque in the arteries and increases blood flow without using any medication, with proven long-lasting results. Our treatments are so successful that we have some men driving up to 5 hours just to get treated every week, and our 4.9 average star rating on Google proves it. So whether it's ED, Peyronie's disease, or low testosterone, West Coast Men's Health has the answers you're looking for.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. Call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no payments, and no interest. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Go ahead, take the leap. Upgrade your pad with Snohomish PUD. Trim your energy costs and cozy up your home with rebates on windows, insulation, heat pumps, and more. Get the jump on comfort and savings you'll enjoy for years. Snohomish PUD has helped customers save energy and money for over 45 years. Don't wait. Hop over to snowpud.com/rebates.
The chartered plane to Queen Charlotte Lodge is on the runway, and you're not going to want to miss it.
This summer has limited availability for king salmon, halibut, and lingcod fishing in beautiful Haida Gwaii, British Columbia. Queen Charlotte Lodge is absolutely the place to be. A luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, dad, or son. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here. Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
The idea of push-starting a boat just doesn't seem right to us here at Pacific Power Batteries. A marine battery should just plain work, every time. Let us help you with selecting the right type of marine battery. Deep cycle, starting battery, AGM, or even lithium battery. You can start with our helpful hints on our website or just stop by and talk with us. Don't worry, you don't need to be a Marine to buy a battery from us. Get it? Marine batteries? Pacific Power Batteries. Come into a business with a soul.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Rich, Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan. AI for the trades.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, yeah, Sonny Dykes going to join us in 30 minutes. Emerson Hancock right after that at 7:45. Adam Jude will join us from Minnesota at 8:30. And then we're actually out of here a little early. We'll be done at 9:30 today. Turn things over to Shannon and the rest of the crew on the Mariner pregame show. And then they get their first pitch right after 10:30. So a little early exit for us today.
Figured out your nap?
Huh?
Figured out your nap schedule?
Not napping today, Maura. It's a nap free day. I know. Next 2 days in a row. I might go 2 days in a row without a nap.
It's crazy.
I know. But I think I've got it in me. I'm playing golf today and tomorrow. So 2 days without a nap. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I'm capable. I may just fall asleep driving or something. Just like, oh, I'm done. Little somnambulance or something. Anyway, watching the Mariners last night, I just was struck between how different the team looks when they're good versus when they're bad. And I know that you could probably say that about all baseball teams. I'm not like breaking new ground here with this take. This is not the, oh my God, you can't believe what Salk just said on the radio this morning take. But like, the difference between the good Mariners and the bad Mariners is really a wide gulf. And when you see them get going the way they did last night, it's fun, man. It's a really fun baseball team, and you see the way it was constructed, and you see what it's capable of. And it's not just that they score 7 runs and win 7-1. It's not just that. It's the energy they can play with. There's a flow to the way they play baseball when it's going well, where they continue to pressurize you, and they hand the baton from one guy to the next. The ways they threaten the defense and the pitching, it just they really play some beautiful baseball when it all comes together. It doesn't happen that way in every game, and unfortunately to start the season, it hasn't happened in more games than it has, which is kind of a bummer. It's not the way this thing is supposed to look. But when they work counts, when they press you on the bases, you just get such a clear view of what the vision was from Jerry and Justin and the rest of the baseball operations group. And it's supposed to look the way it did last night. You get a home run, sure, but you also get 3 doubles from Julio, and you get 3 hits from Cole Young, right? And Randy comes up with a couple of big hits, a double and a triple, and like the defense, I know you get the one mistake from Cole Young, but other than that, you had really good defense. Like, you just, Naylor, okay, you get thrown out once on the base paths, fine, whatever. Let's go back and do it again. And he swipes a bag a few minutes later. It just, the various ways in which they pressurize the opponent, I think is exactly why everyone was so high on this team to start the year. And then, of course, you couple that with the pitching that has been just sort of like the foundation of what everything else is built on. So, yeah, I thought last night was, I'm not going to sit here and say it was a special game. It wasn't. I'm not going to say like, oh, they won yesterday, so now everything's moving in the right direction. We're still in wait-and-see mode. It's not even May. But it gives you the opportunity to win today and be at 500 at the end of the month. I think that's huge. From where they were and the way things started and some of the panic out there and I'm not going to take myself out of it. Like, I was a little worried here a week or so ago. Like, sheesh, this is not what it's supposed to look like. There's just something just off. You finished April at 500. Okay. It's not ideal. It's not what you were hoping for, but it's not bad. Division winners certainly can finish April at 500 and then move on from there. Go have a hot May or a hot June or both. And start to put this division maybe away early and give yourself a ton of options to really go big game hunting later in the season. Yeah, I really like it. I like last night. Yeah, I did like the Naylor bat flip. There was plenty of aura on that. Thank you, 417. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I mean, he destroyed that ball. You hit a ball that hard, you can flip a bat essentially wherever you want.
And that's one aspect that I think makes a difference, too. I put it in my email last night, but I just think this team looks like they're having a lot more fun when Naylor's doing well.
Yeah, because he brings so many different things, right? And that energy, it's a different kind of energy. Randy brings one, Julio brings another, and Naylor does as well. They're guys who just play the game a little bit differently. So I thought that was good. Just a good game for them last night. Nice to see 2-3-4. Really, last night was more 3-4-5 because Cal had more of an off night and Randy did his thing. But the person who's probably most interesting to talk about right now is not any of those guys. Honestly, it's probably Cole Young because he has just been tremendous to start the year. 939 OPS against lefties. Against lefties. And as a young player, you're finding out whether or not that's something he can do. I think he's making it pretty clear right now that it's something he absolutely can do.
Yeah, no, I haven't always been like that. Just like just seeing a lot more lefties and just like knowing it works for me, knowing how my body reacts to lefties and all that. But yeah, I feel like the key is to not try to do too much, especially tonight. With the guy that those sinkers, just try to stay on it, hit the other way, and just try to stay on it and not turn off on it or anything.
Definitely a simplified approach. He's still young, so I don't want anyone to hear this and make it sound like I'm now saying platoons are terrible and every lefty should be able to hit other lefties. I don't necessarily think that. But I think that he's at a stage in his career as a young player where you're still finding out exactly what he is. And the best of the best, they can absolutely hit righties and lefties alike. So I think it's a really positive development that at, 22 years old, still one of the younger players in the league. Cole Young does not look like that. He's playing much better defense than he did last year. That's a big deal. I know he made an error last night, but in general, his defense has been much, much better, bordering on spectacular.
The best in baseball.
How about that?
Well, I guess as of last night, Pete Crow Armstrong, who is the best defender in baseball, surpassed him. He's second in defensive runs saved in the whole sport.
Which surprises me a little bit. Like, I knew he'd been playing well at second base. I don't know that I would have guessed that he's been playing that well, but certainly compared to where he was, even if that number doesn't last all year long, this was one of the concerns about him was what does the defense look like? And he's made it a lot better, made a huge step forward from last year to this year. And so put that together with the at-bats and just the success rate, and you still can keep him at the bottom of the order. You don't need to put any more pressure on the kid. Just let him do the thing because you've got so many other options and so many other veteran players at the top and middle. So just having that level of threat at the bottom, and you combine it with a Luke Raley and Randy Arozarena, what he did last night. And then, this is, again, what it's supposed to look like. So kudos to the Mariners. Really nice win for them last night and gives them the opportunity to get where they're hoping, at least just get back to 500. Beat the Twins. That team stinks. Beat the Twins today and move forward. I think that'd be a really, really positive step for them to finish April at 500 and then get ready to go on a run, whether it's in May or June or whatever. All right. As I said, Sonny Dykes going to join us, TCU head coach, talk a little bit about Bud Clark. That is coming up at 7:30. Emerson Hancock, I am very excited to talk to him just because of the changes he's made. I'm curious how he made them, not just the process of the physical part of it, but like, what got him to do this? How did he know that this is what he needed to do in his career? So pretty smart, great kid. So hoping to talk to him at 7:45, and we'll talk to Adam Jude today as well. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Wyman and Bob.
The Seahawks end up with 8 picks.
Every afternoon at 2.
They went in with 4, turned them into 8. What'd you think?
It did sort of align with what they needed. I love the first-round pick. I would just give John an A for hanging around until 32 to take Jadarian Price.
They could use it. They could use it with the uncertainty surrounding certainly Charbonnet and or McIntosh, if he's even going to be part of it.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
There's not one car deal that is worth ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Upgrade your comfort and cut utility costs with Lake Washington Windows. Get 20% off energy-efficient windows and doors plus $1,000 off whole projects while taking 12 months to pay with no interest. Schedule your estimate by April 30th at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. One of our most popular services is our match-up service, where we use your old door as a template to create a new door in your existing frame. Whether you need an interior or exterior door, this is a great way to change out your doors DIY style. And as long as we have what you need in stock, we currently have available space without a long wait for our same-day match-up service. Please visit us in Shoreline, where there's plenty of good parking. Also, check us out online at franklumber.com.
The Mariners are all about giving you more baseball for your buck. With Mariners Value Games, you can score seats for less than $12 on select dates all season long. Plus, be sure to check out the biggest ever value menu and beer lineup. Available every game and featuring 36 items, from ballpark classics like hot dogs, nachos, and refillable sodas to canned brews starting at just $5. Go to mariners.com/value to grab your value game tickets and check out the full slate of value options at T-Mobile Park.
At Big Trees, you don't have to shop alone. Certified arborists are available to help you choose the right trees for your yard. Plus, each tree Big Trees installs offers a 1-year warranty and a free aftercare visit from our board-certified arborists. Come visit the nursery, no appointment necessary, and see our wide selection of species. You'll find the perfect fit for your landscape needs at Big Trees in Snohomish, or visit us online at bigtreesupply.com.
It's going to be
be 70 degrees this weekend, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was honestly unlike anything I've experienced. Think of like a luxury EV, but on the water. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Mariners and Twins this morning in Minneapolis. First pitch at 10:40, 9:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Dave Wyman here to talk about a revolutionary treatment for prostate cancer. It's Swedish, called CyberKnife. I want to bring in Dr. Meyer, medical director of the Swedish Radiosurgery Center. Dr. Meyer, what makes Swedish CyberKnife so effective?
The CyberKnife allows us to target prostate cancer with better than a millimeter of accuracy. It adjusts for patient motion on the fly in real time, and it avoids giving radiation to other surrounding vital organs. Plus, the treatment can be done in just 5 quick sessions.
I understand it's the most technologically advanced treatment available.
Correct. Plus, the CyberKnife is more affordable, it's less invasive, and has minimal side effects compared to other treatments. Our research shows that after 10 years, more than 90% of patients are free from cancer progression.
To learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate, or just give them a call, 206-320-7187.
CyberKnife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, really nice win for the Mariners yesterday over the course of 162 games. You get the ones like that where, yeah, maybe it doesn't look perfect early and it takes your ace, Logan Gilbert, a little bit of time to kind of get it together, and he did. He got himself out of a couple of jams, and they finally were able to get to the starter, Ryan, and eventually the bullpen, and eventually the Twins make some mistakes, and then it's up to you to capitalize.
The 2-2 to Julio. Here it is. Swung on, ripped. Left field, it's down, it's going to the wall. Cole Young around third base. He scores. Here comes Rivas. He's being waved. The throw-in is cut off. He scores. Julio has done it again. 3 straight doubles for Julio. An exclamation point on a brilliant night. The Mariners now lead 7-1.
First 3 double game for Julio, is that right? In his career, 3 doubles for Julio Rodriguez. It came with a Naylor home run. He had a couple of hits on the day, 3 of them, 3 hits for Cole Young, who we were just talking about. Randy had a double and a triple. I mean, the offense got themselves going. That's how you get to 7 runs. And Naylor was obviously such a big part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I really good at bat. Again, we're talking about late inning, knowing what's needed and finding a pitch and then putting the swing on it that you need to. And, he makes it look easy. That's not an easy thing to do. And a great at bat there and just a huge moment to give us a significant lead at that point.
Yeah, big moment and obviously a nice big bat flip from Naylor after the home run. Logan Gilbert, as I said, good, not quite great, but did what he needed to. Got through 5 innings, only allowed the 1 solo shot, gave the bullpen an opportunity to take it from there, and that was really, really good. So M's back to within a game of 500. They got a chance to get there today. A little getaway game matinee. George Kirby, Taj Bradley. Pregame will be at 9:30. So just a couple hours from now, first pitch just after 10:30. We're still waiting on Brendan Donovan, of course, as he is on the IL. But pregame update yesterday, Dan said starting to take some swings, so that's a good thing. That's gone pretty well. Maybe even could see him return sometime during this upcoming homestand. But look, it's a core injury, probably something he's going to have to work through and monitor throughout the year.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
We're going to talk a lot about Bud Clark today, Seahawks second-round pick, and we're going to speak to his head coach in college, Sonny Dykes, from TCU, coming up here in about 10 minutes. Yesterday, though, Daniel Jeremiah raving about him.
What pick was Bud Clark?
64.
Yeah. Bud Clark was my 58th player. So, I mean, you talk about the speed. He was great. The tape was good. He had an excellent week at the Senior Bowl. He had a ton of plays at the Senior Bowl. And then he ran 4.41. He just was, if he was 205 pounds, I think he goes even higher than that. He might have snuck into the first round. He's got so much production and he's just dripping with instincts. He's a really, really good player.
Maura, I know that phrase jumped out to you, and we will use it with Sonny Dykes. Dripping with instincts.
DJ's got some good ones.
I'd like to be called dripping with anything, really. Mostly I'm just dripping with sweat. I would much rather prefer to be dripping with instincts. That sounds a whole lot better. But good stuff from DJ. The other one, and I feel like we keep kind of forgetting to talk about him because you get caught up trying to learn about the other picks. But Jadarian Price is still the number one draft pick in this class for the Seahawks. And DJ says, yeah, he may be the number one running back to start the year.
I think he's fully capable of being that. I would imagine so. And then you're going to kind of be able to ease Charbonnet back in. He can do everything you want to do. I think he's fully capable of being that guy. Vision, balance. He's got just a really good feel. His ability in the passing game, I think, is underrated. I think he's going to be able to do some things, catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got good hands from that standpoint. His thing is just going to be pass protection. I guarantee you from the first mini camp, that's going to be if you go out to practice, they're going to be really drilling that down and working with him on that. That would be the only thing that would keep him off the field early. It's just, he's got to get better in that department.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I would challenge in there is you can work Charbonnet back. I don't think we're going to see Zach Charbonnet till December. Like, I don't think this is going to be a matter of, oh, hey, he gets in there and you kind of just have to work him and, limit the touches or something like that early. Like, dude, I think is going to be on a pretty similar timeline to Riley Mills. Like, I don't think we're going to see him until late in the year. Torn ACL right around the same time as Riley Mills did the year earlier. I know everybody's on a slightly different schedule, but I feel like I'd be surprised if we see him before December.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I've been laughing at this Pittsburgh Steelers Aaron Rodgers story. They placed the unrestricted free agent tender on him yesterday. So you don't see this much. It basically gives Rodgers the chance to take a 10% raise from his salary last year. And as for the Steelers, they get a pick if he signs somewhere else. Michelle Smallman. I like this.
What are they doing? Waiting around for him again? Omar Khan and company said, it's going to be different this year. We're not going to have to wait around. The timeline is not going to be as long as it was last year. It really doesn't seem like a lot has changed. I just don't understand why they are going down this road again. But especially because you're ushering a new era with Mike McCarthy as the head coach. But it feels like you're kind of stuck in the same position as you were last year. It doesn't feel like a new era of Pittsburgh Steelers football if you're going down the same road as you did last year, waiting for a quarterback in his 40s to decide whether or not he wants to play football.
Yeah, I just don't. It is funny that teams continue to kowtow to Aaron Rodgers, and you would think at some point the lack of Super Bowls, the lack of success in the last few seasons would start to catch up with him, that he would lose some of the power he has over all of these coaches, but apparently not yet, as Aaron is still able to convince the Steelers to just wait all year for him.
When you look around the quarterbacks, some of the quarterback situations in the league, you're very thankful for what we have.
That is true.
I guess that's why you wait for Aaron Rodgers.
I guess.
There's not a lot out there.
What else is Pittsburgh supposed to do? But that's on them. They should have taken care of it.
Oh, they've...
Right? I mean, this is like the scorpion and the frog.
It's been years now that they haven't taken this really seriously, it feels like.
Bizarre. All right, that's everything you need to know. Past.
The 206 says you are dripping with something.
With what? Sweat?
Or I'm sorry, the 253. Snark.
Dripping with snark? Oh, I'd love to be. That sounds great. Dripping with snark? I could get snarky about the NCAA yesterday. How dumb is this? They're going to take the tournament from, 68 to 76? It was already dumb when they went from 64 to 68. Now they're going to be at 76? Why not just put everybody in the damn tournament? It's ridiculous. This is why I have difficulty watching some of these things as I've gotten older. All right, Sonny Dykes is going to join us, head coach at TCU. Got a lot of Bud Clark questions. What does it mean to be dripping with instincts? That and more next.
For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at SeattleSports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at SeattleSports.com.
Well, I'll tell you, in my house with my birthday in the rear view, we are all focused now on Mother's Day. What are you doing to celebrate Mom this year? How about Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel? They've got the Mother's Day weekend giveaway where you could win one of 100 designer handbags filled up with prizes. That is Saturday and Sunday, May 9th and 10th. Don't forget, you can book a stay. Mom's going to love the new spa and the beautiful rooms at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. You know, you're going to combine effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com for more. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have vehicles made for adventure seekers. Get the Tundra at 2.99% APR for up to 72 months with $1,000 bonus cash or $4,000 customer cash. Lease the 4Runner for $389 a month or the Tacoma TRD Sport for $399 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through May 4th on approved credit through TFS. Exclusive taxes, titles, license, and a negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Hey South Sound, Jermaine Kurtz with CS Floors. Come meet me at the grand opening of Pacific Northwest Interior featuring CS Floors. May 7th in Tacoma. Visit our website for more information, csfloors.net.
Visit America's Car Museum now where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of the BZ. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Mariners and Twins this morning in Minneapolis. First pitch at 10:40, 9:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
No shortage of excitement around the Seahawks draft this year. Everybody seems to love, or at least like, what they've done, right? I mean, it was a lot of drafting for need, a lot of drafting of guys that should show up, and certainly brought a lot of attitude. And we saw quite a bit of that from Bud Clark, the safety they took in the second round. A lot of confidence, obviously made a lot of plays in college at TCU. And just seemed to fit a lot of the mold of what it is the Seahawks have been looking for recently under Mike Macdonald, whether it's the flexibility and versatility, the aggressiveness, the confidence. It just seems like he is a very Mike Macdonald kind of player. And we know that communication and instincts are awfully important to Mike at the safety position. From the moment that he's gotten here, he's always talked about the importance of communication. And you remember just how just how much he missed Julian Love when Julian was out for a while. He was like, I got to get my guy, Julian Love, back in there, because that's the voice, right? That's who he's talking to, communicating with, and needing some of that voice out there on the field. So Bud Clark instantly becomes one of the more interesting players here in this draft class, partly because of where you take him, partly because there's some openings there, right? We know that Ty Okada is, in theory, the starter, but are they just handing Ty Okada the job in a post-Kobe Bryant world? Probably not. Probably not just going to hand it to him. Do I think he starts day one? Yeah, probably. But do I think that there's a huge opportunity in front of someone like Bud Clark? Absolutely there is. And so we definitely want to make sure we learn as much about him as possible. So here, just a moment, going to speak to Sonny Dykes, head coach at TCU, who got to coach Bud throughout his tenure in college, and I believe is a big part of the reason why he ended up sticking around college one more year and now ends up as a second-round pick here to the Seahawks. And, you heard a lot of the excitement from Daniel Jeremiah. You heard Nemhauser yesterday, pretty pumped about him. All the cuts we've played have been great. So, let's go to Sonny Dykes, head coach at TCU, who's kind enough to take a few minutes. Coach, good morning. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, happy to do it. How's everything this morning?
Everything is great. I'm sorry my partner's not here, Brock Heward. Brock is out this week because I know Brock would have loved to said hi to you and chatted with you, but I'm stuck here by myself. So I'll say hi for Brock and tell you that we're here to talk about Bud Clark. Who's Bud Clark?
Yeah, first of all, Seattle fans are going to love Bud Clark. I mean, he is just a big personality, a guy that has a lot of passion for playing football. values being a good teammate, a good person, just a guy that is as good as he is on the field. He's even better off the field and in the locker room. He'll be the first guy in the building every day, the last guy to leave. I mean, he just is truly a one-of-a-kind guy that loves the grind of football. He's incredibly appreciative for every opportunity that comes his way. Just a really special guy. One of my favorite players, that I've ever had the good fortune of coaching and being around.
Well, the first thing I got to do is stop calling him Bud Grant in my mind. I'm sure you went through that as well as a coach. And after covering Pete here for so many years, Pete Carroll was always talking about Bud Grant. So now, I've got to think for a moment before I say his name every time. How'd you get to know him? Obviously, you were his coach, but whether through the recruiting process or once he got there, how did you get to know him?
So when I came to TCU, Bud was here.
Okay.
And so he was a guy that had been here, and I came in before the 22 season, and he was a young guy that didn't have a ton of experience, but he acted like a veteran. He had a lot of confidence, but was never arrogant or he was never one of those guys that said, hey, I got all this figured out. I mean, he believed in his ability, but he also, believed in getting better every day and, coming to work and rolling his sleeves up. So I had a chance to meet him there. He played big for us in big games. If you go back and look at the 22 season, we played Georgia for the national championship that year. And in the semifinal game against Michigan, Bud had an interception return for a touchdown. Whenever we needed him to make a big play, he made it. And he did that all the years that I've been here. And same thing happened this past year. I mean, we needed a big play in week 1 at North Carolina. Bud gets an interception, runs it back for a touchdown. He made numerous plays in the Alamo Bowl, a win against USC, where he was knocking balls down, making competitive plays on the football. It just has a knack for rising up in critical situations.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. You've been coaching a long time. Can you tell the players that have that sort of innate ability to time their big plays for when the team needs them?
Yeah, and Bud's unique. He's got, I always said this, he could have probably been one of the best wide receivers in college football because he tracks the ball so well. Typically defensive guys, they're playing defense in a lot of cases because they, don't catch the ball particularly well. They're aggressive by nature, all these things, which Bud is. But he tracks the ball. He catches the ball like a wide receiver. He can go up and compete for it. And you can see that early in his career, just his ability to, to catch the football. He had great hands and track it. And for his safety, that's incredibly important. You're going to have to play a lot of deep balls. People are going to try to throw posts over the top of you or vertical routes up the sideline. And a safety has to be able to see the angles and has to be able to track balls and then go attack the football in the air. And Bud does that at an elite level.
Do you think he is definitively a safety all the time in the NFL? I mean, one thing we've seen from Coach McDonald is, with Eamon Warry and Witherspoon and some of these guys over the last few years, even Kobe Bryant, not everyone just stays in one spot all the time. What's his versatility look like?
Yeah, my guess is that's why Seattle chose him. I think for a number of reasons. I think number one, he fits their culture, but I think, number two is his ability to do different things. I mean, Bud could have been a corner for us. He's got that kind of foot quickness and turnover, he can play physical. He can be a box player. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's long, but he's a little bit lean, and he'll gain a little bit of weight, I'm sure. But he can do everything. I mean, he's a willing tackler. So he can play down in the box. He could play nickel. Even think he could sneak out and play some corner. But I really do believe safety is kind of his best position because it allows him to use his skill set.
Yeah, I think the phrase Daniel Jeremiah used with us yesterday was that he was, quote, dripping with instincts.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, he's one of those guys. It's hard to explain sometimes, but some football players just have a sense of where the ball's going, and Bud's one of those guys. And you either kind of have it or you don't. And obviously, part of that is film study, and part of that's putting the time in and doing all the things that you have to do to improve that ability. But he has this innate understanding of the game and what's going on. And, one thing that he can do, and it's hard to do it at this level of football, and it'll even be more difficult, obviously, in the NFL. But he can bait quarterbacks into making throws and then be able to, pick the ball off and do different things. So he's really talented that way, and just like I said, really understands the game and has an innate ability to see things before they happen. Talking to Sonny Dykes, head coach down at TCU. Do you know Mike at all, Mike McDonald? You know what? I don't. It's interesting. I don't get to see a lot of NFL games, but I saw the Seahawks play early in the season and really didn't know much about their team, but watched them. And I remember I was watching them with my 9-year-old son, and we were both like, wow, this is a really, really solid football team that, doesn't make mistakes. I mean, has a formula for winning football games. And both of us, I remember afterwards, were like, okay, Seattle's my pick now to go to the Super Bowl. And I think we saw them like week 5 or week 6 or something. And anyway, we were kind of rooting for them at that point. Just liked the way they played. You could tell there was a strong culture within the organization, and just their style of play really appealed to me. When you watch an NFL game, are you just watching as a fan, or are you always kind of like got a little of that coach mindset as you're watching? Yeah, you usually end up watching your players, your former players, sure, and guys that and are invested in. But that game just happened to be on, and remember watching it and thinking, I think they were playing maybe at Buffalo. I think is who they were playing, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, watching the game, I just remember thinking, man, this is a really solid football team, and really like the way that these guys play, and really don't know this coach, but man, have a lot of respect for him. Obviously knew of him when he was at Michigan, but really loved the way they played the game. They did bring in another one of your players as an undrafted guy. Is it Devian or Devine Deal? I don't know how to pronounce the name. Devin. Yeah, Devin. Just a kind of unique way to spell Devin. Yeah. All right. Yes. You gotta. There's so many new ways to spell every name. So all right, Devin Deal. Right. So tell me about him. Yeah. You know what? He's very similar to Bud. He's a transfer, came to us from Tulane, was a really standout player at Tulane. His dad's a high school football coach. His younger brother plays for us. He's got another younger brother that's an outstanding player as well. So he's comes from a football family. Unbelievable character, just incredible leader for our team, mature beyond his years, great team guy. And again, I think those kind of guys appeal to the Seahawks, and I think they do a really, really good job of recognizing those players that are high character guys and love playing the game of football. And no one loves it more than Devin. He was probably he and Bud obviously were probably our 2 most valuable players last year, just in terms of what they brought to the team from a work ethic and character standpoint. Just really productive football player. I think he'll be able to help on a ton of special teams. I think he's got a good skill set that's going to allow him to be pretty versatile, and they'll be able to use him a lot of different ways. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of those free agents that ends up making the team, just because he can do so many different things, and he'll be such a great teammate. Well, last thing, and we'll let you go here. Appreciate the time this morning, helping those of us in Seattle get to know a couple of young guys who hopefully we'll get a chance to watch here for a long time. Just the confidence it takes to join not just an NFL team, but a championship team, a team that's just won a Super Bowl. Is that something you can coach? Is that something you can talk to those guys about ahead of time? Or is it just, hey, that's innate, you just got to go in and know how to make a name for yourself right away? Yeah, I really truly believe confidence comes from preparation. I think that when you know down deep inside, look, I've paid my dues, I've worked incredibly hard, I've done everything that I can do to prepare myself for this moment and this opportunity. I believe that's true confidence, and I think that Bud has that at a very, very high level. I just think he knows there's no one going to be more prepared than he is. He knows there's not going to be anybody in the room that loves playing football more than he does, and that's so important. I mean, he doesn't love the stuff that comes with football. He loves the game of football, and he loves practicing. He loves being around his teammates. He's one of those guys, during fall camp, week 3, everybody's tired, everybody's beat up, your team is worn out. You don't have a lot of spark, and Bud would walk into the room, recognize that, and spark the room. You know, he was just one of those guys that understood the moment and knew and what the team needed, and always was willing to put it out there. And so I think he knows how hard he's worked. I think he knows that he's prepared and ready for this opportunity. He's going to come in with some confidence, but he's also going to know that, hey, look, I got to start all over. I got to prove myself every single day, and whatever I did in college doesn't matter. No one's going to care what he did at TCU or what he did in high school or any of that. You know, it's going to be, hey, how can you help this team win, and how can you help this organization? And he knows that, so he's going to have to come in and stay healthy and bust his tail every day and do everything he can to improve their team.
It's so funny you say that, you know, without really knowing Mike and even just seeing the culture from afar. All those things you said are the things he talks about all the time. We interview him every week during the season, and the number of times he's talked about guys that love ball and needing people who truly just love it and want to be there all of that extra time. It sounds like you just this guy encapsulates it. So appreciate it, Coach. Thanks. I'm looking forward to watching these guys and appreciate all your time this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You're gonna love both Devin and Bud, super guys, and gonna love their energy and what they bring. And so I'm excited they're with Seattle. I think it's a great fit.
Cool. Couple of Horned Frogs. Let's go. Sonny Dykes, head coach at TCU, kind enough to take a few minutes with us this morning. All right. Well, obviously Southern school, not quite Georgia, where our next guest grew up, but Emerson Hancock. We have Emerson? I think we do, right? Emerson Hancock. How about this? We're going to go right from Sonny Dykes to Emerson Hancock. Good morning, Emerson. How are you?
Morning. Doing good. Thanks for having me.
How do you feel about following the head coach of the TCU Horned Frogs, Sonny Dykes?
That's going to be a tough one to follow, for sure.
I know.
But I'll do my best.
All right, we believe in you. We, especially given how well the season has started for you. How comfortable are you feeling on the mound right now?
I feel like we're executing well. There's always things that, you can improve on, and there's things that, you're trying to take from each start, and you're just trying to continue to build on those things and kind of get better as the season's gone. I think the biggest thing, is being able to limit free bases. I feel like that's been a huge one for me. So I just want to continue to try to get better at that and try to keep it rolling.
Has there been anything that you've taken from one start where you're like, okay, that's not going to happen again, or that's what I absolutely need to focus on? Has there been a moment like that for you this year?
I think, that second inning against Houston, that was one of the ones where, you had a couple of singles, but you also had a walk mix in there, and then you kind of almost get out of it. You make a good pitch, you still give up a couple of runs. That's an inning that you can learn a lot from in terms of, slowing down, always realizing that, you're just a couple of pitches away from getting out of that inning. And so, that's one that I've kind of looked back on and try to get better at.
How much do you guys talk about that, the getting out of trouble moments? I was thinking about it last night as Logan got himself into a little bit of trouble and each time seemed to find his way back out of it. What goes into getting out of trouble?
Well, I think in your mind, you're thinking that you got to be perfect and you got to make the perfect pitches and you got to throw the nastiest breaking balls to get out of it. When in reality, you just have to keep doing what you're doing, and you just got to slow the inning down. Understand that, you still got to do the same things. It's just, runners are on base. And so it's just being able to go out there and, have no fear and have no doubt in your pitches and just continue to trust your stuff.
All right, let's go back to the offseason a little bit because, you don't have to be a baseball savant to see some of the differences with the way you are throwing this year. Obviously, the arm angle's a little bit lower. The sweeper usage is way up. What led to those changes? What got you to kind of rework the game a little bit this offseason?
I think, first off, it was just, having the honest assessment of, where you're at and where I felt like, the changes I needed to make. I thought toward the end of last year, whenever I was able to use the sweeper against the Colorado game, I was like, okay, like that made things, a lot easier in terms of the arsenal, in terms of a pitch that I could throw in the zone and get some whiff on it. So I knew I wanted to continue to work on that in the off season. And, I didn't really want to stop there. I wanted to practice, all the breaking balls because I knew that was something that I really needed to improve on. And as the off season went along, as we got closer to camp, I just felt like I got a lot more comfortable with those pitches. I was able to command them a little bit better. And, I just feel like, as we keep going, I just want to continue to improve those, the best that I can.
Yeah, I think about you and just sort of timing-wise, talking to Emerson Hancock. You finished last year. You're going to head into your age 27 season. Not that last year was bad, but I'm sure the numbers weren't where you wanted them to be. It was a nice step forward, but I'm sure you were, you were a first-round pick. Like the expectation of yourself, I'm sure, is quite high. Do you have a conversation with someone? Do you have a moment where you're like, okay, if I want to be a big leaguer for life here, I'm going to have to make some changes in order to stay in the league for a long time?
I mean, I think it just starts with, yourself and the standard that you want to pitch at. And I think understanding, that aspect of it is always, that's kind of like the baseline and the foundation. I also love to work. I've always loved the work and the process of it. And so as we go, you're always going to be continue to make adjustments because I just think, that's where the game is and that's, how difficult and how high of a level this game is played at. So it's just about, being open-minded, kind of trying to stay ahead of the curve if you can. And then again, you just want to continue to take it day by day and, put in the work. I'm very lucky here that we have great coaches. We're part of a great team and, all the guys here, we're just pushing each other to be better. And so really just try to focus on that as much as you can.
What kind of a role do those coaches play in something like changing your arm angle a little bit?
Well, I mean, I think that wasn't really a focus of going in the off season, but I think the ideas of, what we're built on here in terms of, being free and being athletic on the mound and, dominating the strike zone and throwing a lot of strikes. I think that was something, I just did in the off season was, try to be a little bit more athletic, kind of just let the arm go where it wants to go. And that's kind of where it happened to be. And so far it's, recovered, in my opinion, really, really well. I'm bouncing back super quick. And, that's really just the basis of it.
It's so funny looking at it. You would think with some of those changes and with the sweeper working, it would be your strikeout numbers that have really popped, and they're up. But the biggest thing, just looking at the stats, and you mentioned it earlier, is you're cutting your walk rate essentially in half. I mean, that has to make life a lot easier when you're not wasting a lot of pitches giving up first base for free.
No, absolutely. And that's something that I've always believed in is, not giving guys free bases and not, that also goes into the run game and stolen bases as well. But I just think that I'm in a lot better position, with my body and mentally in terms of just, continue to trust your stuff and continue to, be aggressive in the strike zone. And, sometimes guys are going to get you, but, I feel like I'd always kind of want to lean on the side of, being aggressive, being in the strike zone, throwing a lot of strikes, because that's what we believe in here.
Can I make a reach? This is going to be a reach, but I'm a radio host. I can't help it. This is a bit of a reach, but I kind of trying to put one and one together and see if it makes three. I think about the closeness of the whole rotation and the way you've been a big part of that. And Shannon was just telling us again the other day, reminding us that it has always been considered six guys, whether you've been up or down, in Tacoma or here, that it has always been six. So you're a big part of this group. And when I hear arm angle a little lower, I think Brian Wu. When I hear walk rate dropping significantly, I can't help but think about George Kirby. Do some of those guys wear off, kind of wear off on you a little bit?
I think the cool thing when you have a close group is like everyone pushes each other to be better. And I think that's, what a good culture is. And I think it's, you see a guy go out and have success and, you feel like you need to go out there and hold up to that standard. And so I just think with us where we're at is like when a guy goes out and has a good one, you feel like you need to go out there and carry your part too. And I just think with the time that we've been able to spend with each other, it's been so cool to see how each other goes about their work and see how much they care about it. And then, we got the best seat to watch each other go out there and pitch every 4 or 5 days. So, I mean, it really is a special group.
I'm just reading some of the text coming in, and I think just everybody in Seattle really rooting for you and excited that the season has started off the way it has. And I'll just read one text, 208, saying, "Hey, Emerson walked my son and I around the clubhouse for my son's Make-A-Wish earlier this year. Absolute salt of the earth. He and Logan made my son feel so special. Will always be a fan. thank you, Emerson. So just a reminder, each of those things you guys do really does have an impact, and we all appreciate it. So appreciate it, man. Thanks for doing this before a little day game today. That's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on again. Let's go get a win today.
All right, sounds good. There you go, Emerson Hancock. Lyle, I know he's always been one of your favorites, and for good reason. Bright kid, easy to talk to, comfortable in his own skin, and it is pretty cool seeing some of the success that he's starting to have.
I'm rooting for him always, and you can see why just from talking to him. I mean, very, very easy guy to root for. Wants it, determined. Yeah, he's great.
And he can downplay some of the stuff in the offseason, but I got to imagine. You know, you're entering your age 27 season. You haven't had a positive WAR season yet. You got to say, like, all right, I got to go back to the drawing. I got to get this thing fixed. I got to get this right. I got to start moving in the right direction. And good on him. He did it. Made a couple of major changes, right? One with the arm angle, another with the sweeper, and just kept working. And as you hear him say, he loves to work, loves to handle all that stuff. And right now, velo's ticking up, all of it. Like, it just worked exactly the way it's supposed to. So thank you to Emerson Hancock. Thank you to Sonny Dykes. That was a lot of fun. We'll do some Blue 88, a little late version, and then some more baseball with Adam Jude coming up at 8:30. Emerson said he wanted to get a win today. Well, we'll talk to Adam about trying to get that done. So it's all coming up on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy.
I loved the pick of Bud Clark, but only in hindsight. Like you, Bump, he was not. It wasn't that he wasn't on my radar.
He wasn't on your radar?
Well, no, I'll say it's not that I looked at it and thought, what a horrible reach.
Right.
Like,
he's a smooth safety, very aggressive, attacks the football. And once you put on the film, it makes sense. He feels the football when it's in the air. He just has a radar of the football field that a safety needs when you're a freelancer back there roaming around.
Bump and Stacy. Weekdays 10 to 2. Only on Seattle Sports.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. You can now shop new Catalyst fencing solutions and save big when you do. 10% off when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a DeWalt 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. Now just $449. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The charter plane to Queen Charlotte Lodge is on the runway, and you're not going to want to miss it. This summer has limited availability for king salmon, halibut, and lingcod fishing in beautiful Haida Gwaii, British Columbia. Queen Charlotte Lodge is absolutely the place to be. A luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, dad, or son. Book your stay at fishqcl.com, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
It's going to be 70 degrees this weekend, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was honestly unlike anything I've experienced. Think of like a luxury EV, but on the water. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
A bases clearing 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes.
Are you planning an event in 2026? Make it unforgettable at T-Mobile Park. Mariners suites and group tickets are perfect for any occasion. Fundraisers, school outings, work parties, family celebrations, and more. Enjoy customizable catering, flexible setups for 14 to 400 people, and epic game day views, all with the help of a dedicated Mariners rep. Get ahead and start planning your event today at mariners.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewart is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of management.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
Hello! Hey, that was a fun half hour, wasn't it? Sonny Dykes and Emerson Hancock. Sonny was great. I appreciate it. That was pretty good. Some of those coaches, I don't know, they can be a little harder to talk to at times. He was great. I really enjoyed that.
Sound like a used car salesman or something.
No.
He sounded very genuine.
Sounded pretty genuine.
And I was looking at his bio last night. He's coached for years and a ton of NFL players. Like he had Wes Welker and Rob Gronkowski and Jared Goff and Marty Booker. And he's one of my Bud Clark's one of my favorite guys I've ever coached.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and it's nice to hear that the two guys that kind of made their program run are the two guys that the Seahawks ended up with. And Devin Deal sounds like kind of a dude to root for as well. So if we make our way over to rookie minicamp this weekend, which I'm hoping to do, I'll try to at least make sure I get eyes on him because that was pretty cool to hear. So all right, no Brock today. So guess who's handling Blue 88 duties? This guy. Let's go.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Ewart tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, Salk, the Jets hosted one Russell Wilson yesterday, and there's no deal imminent, but the reports are that there's mutual interest. Will Russell Wilson end up Geno Smith's backup?
First of all, let's hope so. Second of all, this will be one of the great stories ever if Russell Wilson becomes a Jet to close out his NFL career by backing up his former backup, Geno Smith, who was also a Jet, while former Jets draft pick Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl winner here in Seattle after they got rid of Geno Smith and Russell Wilson. If you could possibly look for a bigger difference, a bigger juxtaposition between the Seahawks on one side and the Jets on the other, this brings it all together. Again, it's like the rug in The Big Lebowski. Like, it just brings the entire room together. I hope it happens. I have to imagine that either the Jets were not privy to the video making the rounds of Russell Wilson at the Savannah Bananas game.
No.
Or that Gino was and is pushing for this to happen because he's like, I saw what that guy looks like right now in the offseason. He's not running so well. He's not fitting in the uniform so well.
They say Gino mentioned that he enjoyed working with Russell Wilson and he would support this.
Look, jokes aside, it is hard to find the right backup for Geno Smith because he has got such a chip on his shoulder and he is so... I think he's just lacking in confidence that, like, he
takes everything as a slight.
He's going to be a nervous wreck about anybody else that's backing him up. So if it's Russell Wilson and maybe Gino gets to, be excited about the fact that his former guy that he used to have to sit behind is now behind him, and if he needs that for some sort of a confidence boost, then maybe it's a good idea for the Jets. It doesn't matter. They're not going to win anything this year anyway. They're all about getting their quarterback for the following year. All right. Let's go question number 2.
Oh, I'm supposed to take question
That's your
2.
job,
That was
Laura.
my bad. Sorry, Lyle. Is Mike Tomlin going to replace Mike Vrabel in New England?
Can you imagine? So this was the story yesterday, and I saw it pop out like, hey, if Mike Vrabel were to resign, and the story was the Patriots are not going to fire him, the league is not going to make them. But if Mike Vrabel resigns, which I've been saying for a while, I think is eventually going to happen, that the Patriots not only would consider Mike Tomlin, but had also had some conversations about Mike Tomlin. And that was interesting, obviously. So I said, okay, well, where did this come from? Well, it came from the Daily Mail, which is like a British paper, right? So there's a Daily Mail US site. That's where it came from. So I went to the Daily Mail to see, what they knew about sports and what the story was and all that. And as I was filtering through some of their headlines, I ran across this one. Seattle Seahawks ruthlessly axe veteran star to make way for rookie pick just months after Super Bowl win. You know what that's about? I did. It took me a second. I was like, wait, it can't be that. Let me read it to you again. This is the site that's making the report here about Mike Tomlin. Seattle Seahawks ruthlessly axe veteran star to make way for rookie pick just months after Super Bowl win. Lyle, do you know what that's about?
Well, we talked about it, so yes. Do you want me to give it away, or do you want to say it?
That's Cam Akers. Did you even remember that Cam Akers was on the Seahawks? He played like 4 snaps when they were out of running backs at the end of the year after the Charbonnet injury. First of all, Cam Akers is not a star. Second of all, he was not ruthlessly axed.
Had some promise early on and then suffered an injury, but the most yardage he had in a season was in 2022, and it was 786.
And it wasn't here.
He had 1 snap offensively for the Seahawks
Ridiculous.
last year.
Absolutely ridiculous. So, again, it makes it a clickbait site, right? And so then you're like, all right, I don't know how much stock to really put in it. I don't see the Patriots reaching out to Mike Tomlin to replace Mike Vrabel, but I'm still not going to be shocked if Vrabel ends up resigning before this season starts.
Question 3. All right, so which rookie do you want to see most at camp this weekend?
Thought about this question for a while, Maura, and it's tempting to go with somebody kind of, want to see Bud Clark, who we just talked about, want to see Julian Neal and see whether or not, the long body is what that's going to look like on the outside, or maybe the big fella. But you know who the answer is? Don't outthink the room. What did we say when we came in Friday morning after the Seahawks first round? Keep it simple, stupid, right? Kiss. I'm going to say the exact same thing today. Keep it simple, stupid. You know who I want to see? Jadarian Price. Duh. I want to see the first round running back. First of all, running backs are fun to watch in a scenario like that because you can see the movement, you can see the cuts, you can see the feet, all those things. With the offensive linemen or some of the big fellas, you're like, all right, they all just sort of stand around and you can see what they look like size-wise, but they don't really move a whole lot. I want to see Jadarian Price. I want to see what he looks like carrying the rock. I want to see what that one cut and go looks like. I want to see if he's slow to and fast through. So, yeah, easy answer on this one. Don't outthink the room. Don't think you're smarter than everybody else. Well, I mean, I am. But don't think too hard about it. Just go look. Jadarian Price. That's going to be great. So there you go. Easy Blue 88
I
answer.
like that. It just reminded me because we've been talking about Bud Clark so much. I don't know if you heard on his draft call with the media right after. They said Bud was a nickname, so Brady Henderson asked him his birth name, and it's Jadarius. So I'm glad he goes by Bud because Jadarian and Jadarius would be. It's kind of like when the Seahawks had Jerron Brown and Jaron Reed.
Yes.
Jerron and Jaron was hard.
That was hard. Yeah. Yes. Currently, the Kraken, of course, have Jared McCann and Bobby McMahon just to make things challenging. But nothing is quite.
The Mariners have all the Emersons floating.
Well, how about the Vancouver Canucks, who have 2 Elias Petterssons that spell their name different, and they have another Pettersson? They have 3 guys on their team named Pettersson, with 2 of them have the same first name. Just remarkable. All right. Thank you, Maura. Good stuff. That is a late version of Blue 88 for today. Remember, short show. We're done at 9:30. So we're going to talk to Adam Jude in about 20 minutes. Get ready for the Mariner game, which starts at 10:30. We'll do some trash takes at 9 o'clock. Are you and Lyle ready? This is going to be a real competition without Brock here today, so I'm psyched. We're going to actually get people who understand how to do this stupid game. We'll do that at 9, and we'll be right back with everything you need to know next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all 3 like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
The Johnsons always talk about an orientation meeting. Their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contest and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
At Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland, they have a ride made for the young and the ambitious. Lease the 2026 Corolla for just $209 a month or the Corolla Cross for $269 a month, both for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Or level up to the Camry Hybrid for $289 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofRenton.com and ToyotaofKirkland.com. Offers valid through May 4th on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, and a negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. One of our most popular services is our match-up service, where we use your old door as a template to create a new door in your existing frame. Whether you need an interior or exterior door, this is a great way to change out your doors DIY style. And as long as we have what you need in stock, we currently have available space without a long wait for our same-day matchup service. Please visit us in Shoreline, where there's plenty of good parking. Also, check us out online at franklumber.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, step right up and test your luck for a chance to win up to $10,000 in cash. That's right, folks. Every Saturday in May from 7 p.m. till midnight, there'll be two winners every hour. Pick the lucky rubber ducky and walk away with 10 grand. It's Duck Duck Win. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Mariners and Twins this morning in Minneapolis. First pitch at 10:40, 9:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, pretty good night for the Mariners last night as they come away with a 7-1 win. Plenty of offense, plenty of heroes. 3 doubles for Julio, 3 hits, including a huge home run for Naylor, and 3 hits for this guy as well.
Funderburk set, Randy a walking lead. The pitch swung on, looper left field. It's down. It's a base hit. Randy Arozarena scores. Cole Young has come through again. It's been a marvelous month for Cole Young, capped by a base hit to drive in the go-ahead run in the 7th inning. It's the Mariners 2. It's the Twins 1.
Yeah, Cole Young with 3 hits yesterday. Randy, by the way, did have a double and a triple, but it is funny. I use the Cole Young because he's playing some really great baseball. I mean, offensively, defensively, I know he had an error last night, but in general, he's been great. And so, okay, you get the lineup for today. They got an early game today, 10:40 first pitch, which means pregame show will start here at 9:30 with Shannon Dreyer, and we'll jump off a little bit early, but lineup comes out. JP at short, Cal catching, Julio in center, Naylor at first, Randy in left. This all seems pretty familiar, right? Raley in right, Canzone the DH, Cole Young batting 8th and at second base, and then Will Wilson gets the start today at third base after hitting his first home run in his last start. Good for him with George Kirby on the mound. You know what the very first comment I see? This is the Mariners who posted it at Mariners. You know, what do you think the very first comment is?
I'm sure it's negative.
Young needs to be hitting leadoff right now.
Oh.
Why isn't Cole Young hitting leadoff? I get the question. I understand why somebody would ask that. And I can bring it up with Adam Jude, who's going to join us here in just a few minutes. But I think we know what the answer is, right? Why mess with somebody who's comfortable right now? He's still only 22 years old. The situation he's in is obviously working for him. Why change it? Yeah, you might get him an extra at bat in some games, and over time, he may end up hitting near the top of the order. But there's no reason to rush these things. Yes, having him hit at the top of the order might help a little bit today, but in terms of just trying to keep this thing going for him long term, there is no reason to bump these things, move these things around. We've seen what happens when you bring up Jared Kelenic and immediately stick him in the leadoff spot, when you bring up Justin Smoke and almost immediately stick him in the cleanup spot. Like, there's just no need for it. Let the guys get comfortable. In theory, you should see some more fastballs at the bottom of the order. Doesn't mean that's still always the case. But in theory, you're helping the guy out. There's no reason to put any more on him. Keep him in a position that's working, and don't try to get any more out of it than that. So, good stuff there. As I said, George Kirby against Taj Bradley today. And Brendan Donovan, hopefully going to get back on the field soon. He took some swings over the last few days. Dan saying yesterday that he could return to the team at some point during the upcoming homestands.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
It's been fun to learn about these new Seahawks. We heard quite a bit about Bud Clark earlier from Sonny Dykes, his coach in college. The other guy that Daniel Jeremiah has been pretty high on, and it wasn't just him. I think Nemhauser yesterday said this was his favorite pick, as did Rob Staten on with Bump and Stacy. Everybody just loves Bo Stevens.
You know, look, I'd be curious to see if Bo Stevens ends up cracking the lineup there. That would be interesting to me to see if he ends up getting some play. What round was he taking, in the fifth?
Fifth rounder.
I think he's better right now. So I would feel comfortable at him versus Bradford. I think that would be an interesting thing to monitor going forward.
And again, I mentioned this earlier. I don't know how big a fan of Bradford DJ is. We heard a few times last year where he got after him a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I think that's nice. If you're going to trade up trade for a fifth-round pick, remember they gave up a fourth-rounder next year's draft. That's somewhat significant capital. You want to make sure that's a guy who's at the very least able to compete for a role. If not in year one, then eventually. So, yeah, Bo Stevens hopefully able to get himself and earn himself some playing time over the course of the season. As for Jadarian Price, according to DJ, yeah, that should start right away.
I think he's fully capable of being that. I would imagine so. And then you're going to kind of be able to ease Charbonnet back in. He can do everything you want to do. I think he's fully capable of being that guy. Vision, balance. He's got just a really good feel. His ability in the passing game, I think, is underrated. I think he's going to be able to do some things, catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got good hands from that standpoint. His thing is just going to be pass protection. You know, I guarantee you from the first mini camp, that's going to be if you go out to practice, they're going to be really drilling that down and working with him on that. That would be the only thing that would keep him off the field early. It's just he's got to get better in that department.
Well, so that is something to watch for, and I'm sure we'll see that maybe even starting this weekend as he heads in for rookie minicamp.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, I've been enjoying this Aaron Rodgers Pittsburgh story as they put an unrestricted free agent tender on him. Basically means that he gets a 10% raise if he comes back, and the Steelers would get a 2027 pick if he signs somewhere else, which, if you listen to Evan Cohen, is not going to happen.
When I'm looking over this Rodgers contract that Adam Schefter reported about, I'm like, okay, so if they're nervous about another team signing him, who? What other team is signing him? We heard about Minnesota the last few years. Well, they signed Kyler Murray. Now, could they still sign Rodgers? Because they signed Kyler Murray for like $10 an hour, basically. It is technically possible that they would get rid of one of them. Okay, so very unlikely. Very unlikely. Arizona, they bring in Carson back by way of the draft. Jacoby Brissett is his contract situation. They have Gardner Minshew. Then you have to ask the question, I know it's warm weather. Why would Rodgers want to go to Arizona over staying in Pittsburgh? He has a chance to actually win in Pittsburgh. Not win at all, but he has no chance of winning in Arizona. So what is this? Because I keep coming back to all the Pittsburgh Rodgers conversation, the new contract part of this, it's just a cover for him as to why he's not there until he wants to be there. Because I don't understand the other team part of it. Hey, we get a comp pick if he signs with another team. Who?
It's a really good point. I mean, there is nobody else that's going to take that on at this point. I don't know what they're possibly protecting themselves against other than just trying to cover the ridiculousness of the fact that Aaron Rodgers is once again trying to play them and succeeding because he doesn't want to show up until he's made sure, A, that everybody talks about him, and B, that he lets the organization know he's the one in charge. He gets to make all the decisions, and it's just more of the same. We've seen this over and over again. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. I'll ask Jude about it, but Lyle, where are you on the moving a guy like Cole Young up when he's hitting well thought?
I'd probably just leave him, especially because Brendan Donovan's about to come back. That's your leadoff hitter.
Right. Yeah, I know that people tend to want that stuff, right? I get it. I understand the inkling of like, hey, well, he's hitting. Let's see more of him. I do think one thing that baseball requires a lot of patience, and sometimes that means he's hitting because he's in the right position to succeed, not that you need to move him and try to do more. But maybe over time, again, it doesn't mean it's never going to happen. I'm just not sure it's something that needs to happen like right now necessarily. All right, Adam Jude's going to join us from Minnesota, talk a little baseball with him. And we're done early, man. We're done at 9:30 today. How can we be done at 9:30? We have too many things to talk about. It's Brock and Salk, CL Sports on 710.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
They needed a cornerback. We talked about that going into the draft. They drafted 3 of them. Bud Clark, he told us, hey, I can play nickel, I can play corner, I can play safety. The same thing with Julian Neal, too. I mean, he's 6'2", 200. As far as giving out a grade, I don't know. What would you say, B+?
If you're going on addressing needs, I'd give him an A.
Yeah.
Now, are these guys all going to pan out? No.
I hope those top 3 picks are going to be impact guys.
Only on Seattle Sports.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Hewitt, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERP, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
Upgrade your comfort and cut utility costs with Lake Washington Windows. Get 20% off energy-efficient windows and doors plus $1,000 off whole projects while taking 12 months to pay with no interest. Schedule your estimate by April 30th at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here. Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Hey, South Sound. Jermaine Kurtz with CS Floors. Come meet me at the grand opening of Pacific Northwest Interior featuring CS Floors. May 7th in Tacoma. Visit our website for more information, csfloors.net.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? pndtreeservice.com.
On October 3rd, Snohomish PUD is hosting the first ever Community Energy Run at the Water Operations Center in Lake Stevens, located on the scenic Centennial Trail. It's a family-friendly 5K where every step supports the Community Energy Fund, helping local families keep the lights on when times get tough. Join the Community Energy Run on October 3rd. Learn more at snowpud.com/run.
Mariners and Twins this morning in Minneapolis. First pitch at 10:40, 9:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hey guys, Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. If you're dealing with ED, I know what happens. You start trying the miracle supplement online or those pills sitting next to the energy drinks at the corner store. If there's one thing I've learned in life, cheaper is rarely better. ED and Peyronie's disease are a major problem with few real solutions. You don't need a gas station pill. You need medical-grade technology to fix your problems. At West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to treat the root cause. No pills, no shots, no surgery. Real equipment, real staff, and real results. Stop wasting money on things that don't work. It's time to end the frustration and the long nights. So whether you have ED, Peyronie's disease, or low T, we can help. Call West Coast Men's Health today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. Call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Early Mariner baseball today, 10:40 first pitch, 9:30 pregame show. So we'll step out of here a few minutes early, an hour from now, but want to make sure we talk some baseball before the game gets going. And we'll do so by going to Minnesota and speaking with Adam Jude, beat writer from the Seattle Times. He's done an awesome job. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
You a Taylor Swift guy?
Yeah. Got 2 daughters, and it's not in the rotation, I don't think, these days, but it certainly has been.
You know the song Out of the Woods?
In the past.
You know, Out of the Woods.
Out of the Woods.
Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? It just basically says that over and over again. But I found myself thinking of it this morning and thinking about the Mariners. Are they kind of out of the woods of the rough start?
Yeah, I think so. We're starting to see a lot more of, what we thought they would be after they broke camp and 7-3 in the last 10. It just felt like, there was that 2-week stretch there, particularly on the road. It was just sort of nothing was going right. They looked kind of sleepy offensively. And then even when they did do something, I think of that game 2 in San Diego, which felt like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. It was a 4 or 5 run lead, and then Munoz has his blow up, and it just felt like something was off every night, and they couldn't quite get everything clicking. And lately, it does feel a lot different. Look, I will say too, the competition is part of it, right? They opened up, tough homestand against the Guardians and Yankees, 2 teams that should be in the AL playoffs by the end of the year, and face some tough competition. Obviously, you expect the Mariners to be one of those top AL teams. But I think going on the road against a Cardinals team that's rebuilding, a Twins team that's rebuilding, it kind of helped them get right here a little bit. And I think maybe the best thing that they've done on this trip is Sunday. I felt like, in a tight game, there were some of those signs of like, okay, no one's quite awake here yet. Who's going to jolt this thing? They kind of had that killer instinct that felt like Sunday to kind of finish off that sweep. And I'm curious if we'll see that again today here on a Wednesday. Have a chance to win the series and not just settle for a winning road trip, but really successful one, winning 5 out of 6.
Well, yeah, and one that would get them back to 500 for the season as well, which is kind of, after a rough start, I would assume that's kind of the goal for May or for April, right? Like, not that was the goal coming in, but once you have the bad 2 or 3 weeks, like, hey, just get to 500 by the end of the month and then give yourself every opportunity moving forward. How much of the discrepancy between the bad Mariners we've seen and the good Mariners we've seen is as simple as when the guys in the 2, 3, and 4 spots are hitting versus not?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I mean, it's almost amazing that they were able to tread water as well as they did, considering how bad those 2, 3, 4 hitters there were for the first few weeks. I mean, Josh Naylor, had a negative WAR in negative 0.7 or something. And he was, statistically the worst offensive player in baseball the first 3 weeks there. And so obviously I think just when he's going, as we saw, in August and September and October last year, just changes the entire mood around this team. He's just one of those types of guys, not only just with his bat, but again, it's the energy he brings in the clubhouse, on the field, when he's stealing bases like he was over the weekend. I mean, you just can't help but, have fun, and I think it rubs off on everyone else. Obviously Cal is kind of quietly, turned things around here, 0 for 5 yesterday, but he's going to have those games. The power's going to be there. He's still on pace for like 40 home runs. I don't think anyone is going to kind of bat an eye at that. And, just to see Julio too, the 3 doubles yesterday, if he can just be a slightly above average player in the first half of the season, we know what he's going to do once it turns to June and July. And so I think that's probably a pretty good sign here early on too. So yeah, just getting those guys right, getting them just not looking completely lost has obviously been huge for them here lately.
So come back to the Naylor thing for a moment, because you're in the clubhouse every day. You get to know these guys so well. Mm-hmm. When you say he is that type of dude that just makes everyone else have more fun, what is it? Like, where does it come from? What specific? Because he seems unique. He seems like he does it, at least to me from the outside, in a way that is different from some of the other players who have that reputation in baseball history. How does he do it?
Yeah, it is really interesting. It's even like, I even go back to last year where I know he was kind of teasing Cole Young, because here's Josh Naylor, second slowest player in all of baseball. And he was kind of teasing Cole Young, didn't even have a steal yet in his major league career. He's like, why aren't you running more? It's just little stuff. And it wasn't necessarily intended to rib the guy. It's more just like, dude, you're capable of this. Let's go. You always see him kind of hanging over the top rail too. And I know a lot of guys do that, but I do think Naylor is just so smart. He kind of sees everything. He knows kind of what's coming, what to anticipate, what pitcher or what pitch the pitcher is going to go to, in a 2-1 count. And it feels like he's able to relay that to the guys. And then just behind the scenes too, he's got that pretty relaxed. It's some sort of combination of just relaxed energy with that super intense, edge that he brings as well. And so I think finding that right mix, that right formula has maybe been a bit of a struggle for the Mariners overall here early on, coming off that great October run. It's like, okay, how do you throttle down into third gear, but still keep that intensity, still keep that edge? And again, it wasn't the right mix those first few weeks. It feels like they're closer to it now. Again, they've all been pretty consistent in their messaging and talking about, look, it's a long season. Obviously, they want their record to be better than it is right now, but they feel like they've been playing decent baseball and maybe a little luck is involved there. But, I think they're kind of finding that groove of like, all right, let's stick it, get into the third gear, push it up to fourth, some nights when you need to, but, you got to find that happy medium. And I think Naylor's one of those guys where he has that intensity every night, but, he's not panicking, or he's not kind of losing focus when things aren't going well for him.
Adam Jude, Seattle Times, with us. I don't know whether I've talked to you about this before. I know I've talked about it on the show quite a bit. But one of the things I've come to really love and respect about Julio Rodriguez is that it feels like every time things are at their worst for the club, Julio is there to answer questions. He doesn't, he's not in the clubhouse I don't hear quotes from him every night. But when they've lost 3 or 4 in a row, when they've had a tough sweep or whatever it is, I always see Julio out there. It's a quiet version of leadership. And, I don't know that it's like the same as what you get from each other leader, but it definitely goes a long way with me. And I wonder if it does with his teammates as well.
Yeah, it immediately makes me think of a scene a couple years ago in the clubhouse. He had struck out. I remember vividly. I don't remember the team, but he struck out to end the game with the tying run at third base, right? And he was frustrated. I think it was a rough night for him, and it had just been one of those stretches where he'd had a couple bad weeks, and they were starting that reputation of, okay, is Julio a clutch player or not? And some of those nights, you're not going to approach a guy when he's had a rough night like that. Maybe you might wait till the next day and when things calm down a little bit. But I was like, you know what? We need to talk to him. And I waited him out at his locker. And right as he was kind of getting ready to turn around, he was dressed and going to address me. All of a sudden, a couple, TV stations, cameras followed up right behind me. And he just kind of gave me this sort of death glare 3 of like, come on, bro. Like, he just wasn't thrilled about it with the cameras coming to, because it's a different conversation, right? If it's just a beat writer, a little less intense. Usually it's not on camera, right? He doesn't have to necessarily be fully on. So all of a sudden the cameras come to. He wasn't super pleased about it, but he still answered the questions, and he was super professional about it. And I think back to that guy and who he's become now too. He's just always super positive. And in those situations, again, I think he knows, and I think he expects to have to talk about what happened, about the strikeout, or about, lately it's been more the success he's had too. But you're right. There is something there where that's just who he is and who he's learned to be. I think he has practiced that and become really good at it. Just a super positive guy. No matter what happens, he knows, look, we're going to come right back tomorrow. I'm a really good player. He said it last night in the walk-off interview with Shannon, I heard on this station, that, look, we know we're a really good baseball team, and when we're playing our best, we think we're the best team in baseball. And so, for them to verbalize that after, what's been in such an up and down month, I think speaks a lot, not only about his personality, but sort of the personality and the character of this team too. They know they're good. They haven't always played well, obviously, this first full month, but they're on track, and I think they're confident, and I think they're comfortable with where they're at.
First text I woke up to today when I came into the station was an overnight Mariner text, which are fun. They're more fun when the Mariners lose because they're all over the place. But even when they win, you can get some doozies. But I don't know. This one got me thinking a little bit. Is Cole Young, is it too early to start talking about Cole Young as an all-star second base?
No, not at all. I'm writing about Cole Young today. I mean, we can start, I feel like, with the defense. I feel like maybe that was sort of one of the areas last year where I don't know if he got in his head or some of his defensive struggles. And I think we all saw the arm strength too, right? He was really babying a lot of his throws to first base. And I know he came into spring training last year, his rookie year, with a bit of an arm issue, and they really slow played his arm. And then making the transition from shortstop to second, I feel like he was trying to find that right balance, the mixture of the angles and the throw and the velocity he needed, and it just frankly looked awkward at times. And I think he just kind of feels a lot more comfortable. I talked to him about it the other day. He's just like, I know I'm a good athlete. I'm just trying to use my athleticism. Obviously, you have a little more time there at second base, and just some of the plays he's making going to his right, up the middle, he's made those look so casual, so easy. They're not easy plays. The backhand, he's got to turn, get his hips turned, get his shoulder squared up, make that one hop throw. He practiced that a lot in spring training and some of the diving reactive plays. It's been really, really impressive. And then you add on top of, right now I think he's at almost 2 WAR, the top second baseman in baseball by that metric. And yeah, right now he's absolutely an all-star, and maybe in the discussion as a starting AL second baseman too. I mean, he's been that good. I think the Mariners, you talked to him at this time last year, right before he was getting called up. I mean, they were obviously pretty confident that he could be this guy. It didn't happen, obviously, last year as a 21-year-old, but it's been really fun to see. He's so quiet. He's nothing really bothers the kid. Like, you don't really see it outwardly. But I do think he took his struggles at the end of last year to heart. We saw him in spring training, right? He physically, he looked really good. And it really does feel like Cole and Josh Naylor have kind of hit it off a little bit. We know they've been playing video games on the road in their hotel rooms together. They kind of have similar personalities in that way. And I think if Josh Naylor's rubbing off on Cole Young, that's certainly a good thing for Cole and a good thing for the Mariners.
Yeah, sure would be. I mean, just bringing that level of intelligence and the way he thinks through the game, it's sort of a mix of intelligence and instincts, and certainly that would be a great thing to rub off on a young player. We also get the other side of that, which is lineup gets posted today, and the first thing I saw under the lineup was, why isn't Cole Young hitting leadoff? Let's go. He's the hottest hitter on the team. What do you make of leaving him where he's at versus starting to move him up in the order?
Yeah, I would still say he's a 22-year-old kid. It's been a few good weeks, not a few good months. And so, don't mess with a good thing. I guess this would be my response to that right now. You don't want to put that kind of pressure on him. He's doing fine right where he is. They're going to get Brendan Donovan back here maybe this weekend. Dan Wilson was saying it'll be on this upcoming homestand. So I think that's a good sign that he's right where he should be in his recovery from that growing injury. So, yeah, you think about what the Mariners have done these last 10 days, too. They've done it without Brendan Donovan, who was their best hitter the first few weeks of the season. So, I think Leo Rivas obviously is defensively, he's exactly what the Mariners need, but he's obviously a utility guy. He's the guy you don't project to be in the lineup every day. So you take Rivas out, you insert Brendan Donovan too, especially at the top of the lineup. You add depth to this thing, and I think they feel pretty good about where they are. But yeah, I don't think you need to do that with Cole Young just yet. I get the instinct because he is putting the ball in play so consistently and doing so well right now. But I don't think as a 22-year-old kid you want to push him like that just yet.
All right, so all this was the easy stuff. Let's get to the hard stuff. What are you going to do in the rotation? Because the Luis thing is, I've resisted this conversation as long as possible.
Yeah.
Partly because I really love Luis, and partly because you never want to panic over a guy with a lot of success having a couple of bad starts. But I think you can look at it and say 3 of his 6 this year have been bad. 2 of them have been good. One of them was kind of in between and got messy with an error or 2 that led to a lot of unearned runs. But it's more than just this year. It's been sort of a decline over the last couple of years. And if he's not going 5 or 6, especially 6, in virtually every start, and just giving you even 6 innings, 3 runs, what is this modern version of Luis? Is it salvageable? And what do you do with the lurking presence of Bryce Miller?
Yeah, it's a big looming question. It's the biggest question surrounding the team right now, and it will be for the next 2+ weeks. I think Bryce Miller is scheduled for his 3rd rehab start tomorrow night, Thursday, in Tacoma, and we'll see. I mean, he's right on track to where he should be. He's been coming back to T-Mobile and checking in, and he's been feeling good. He's touched 99 in each of his first 2 rehab outings. So, look, I think Bryce Miller is going right back into the rotation when he's ready. It's just a matter of, all right, are you really going to put a guy like Emerson Hancock, who has been, by and large, very good for you for his first 6 starts, into the bullpen? Or what are you going to do with Luis Castillo? Is there, I don't want to say a phantom IL stint, but is there a chance for him to reset for a couple weeks with an IL stint? Or do you just put him right in the bullpen and ask him to be the long relief guy and try to figure some things out there? To me, the big thing with Luis is his velocity right now. It was okay his first few starts. It dipped down to 92 the other day, and he said he had more in the tank if he needed to rear back and do it. But again, if you're not going to do it when you're struggling in an outing like that, when are you going to do it? Why wouldn't you unleash it right then? So to me, that's a small red flag with Luis. Let's see how that looks in his next couple starts. I think he's got probably 3 starts, a 3-start showcase here, kind of prove he still belongs and should be in the rotation. And if not, I think if you're a team that's serious about contending in the American League, even in May, I think this is a move you need to make. I think Luis Castillo needs to be the odd man out here. And again, it's not a comfortable one for all the reasons you just laid out too. And he's also their highest paid guy. He's universally respected in the clubhouse, in the front office. I think quietly Luis Castillo's personality has rubbed off on the rest of the rotation in such a positive way the last few years. Some of these young guys, seeing the way he reacts to a bad outing, a good outing or a bad outing, he's the same guy the next day, no matter what. He's I don't know what the exact way to describe it, but he's just so consistent, so steady, and they've all learned like, oh, okay, if I can throw the perfect pitch and get a bad result, sometimes that's just the way the ball bounces, and you've got to move on and still stay consistent, do your work the next day. So there's a ton of value in that with Luis Castillo. But right now, if you're a team trying to win the AL West again after a bit of a bumpy start, I'm not sure how you can fully justify keeping him in the rotation if he continues to look like he has the last few weeks.
Do you think he'd make a good reliever? I mean, you say long relief, it's a rule that doesn't really exist that much in baseball anymore.
Sure.
But ultimately, could he turn into a leverage reliever?
Why not? I mean, he's got the big stuff. He still had one of the most valuable fastballs in baseball last year. I think about, again, John Smoltz is sort of the most recent example, or maybe even the best example of a high-end ace caliber pitcher evolving into a closer late in his career. Maybe, why not? I wouldn't rule it out for Luis Castillo. I just feel like, yes, it's a good problem to have on the one hand, having 6 starters who are proven and capable and really good. But if Luis just isn't there right now, I'm just not sure you can justify it. And maybe the sort of quote unquote long relief role allows him to sort of transition a little bit or get some downtime to sort of figure some things out, in side sessions in the bullpen. But to me right now, you have to keep Hancock in the bullpen the way things are going right now. A lot can change in the next 2-3 weeks, but that's where I'm sitting with it.
Yeah. Talking to Adam Jude, Seattle Times beat writer, talking Mariners before an early game today. Kind of a sneaky, maybe interesting, important moment last night in the 7th when they went to the lefty, Funderburk, and Raley stayed in, grounded out to second. Rosarena moved to third on the play and ended up scoring on the Cole Young single. What do you make of this? Because this platoon conversation has been loud. For me, I like platoons. I am not a platoon critical person. I don't want to see Luke Raley take a lot of big at bats against lefties. On the other hand, it felt like some of the moves that were made were depriving Luke Raley of getting big at bats later in the game against what could have been a right-hander. So was that, because he did come up again later against a righty, he struck out, but he came up again later. Is that a shift in the way this is going to be handled moving forward?
I don't know if it's a big shift, and I think we're finally starting to see Rob Refsnyder turn things around too. A couple homers in the last week or so, and he's going to play a big part in this team going forward. They just don't have that many right-handed bats off the bench, right? So they don't have a ton of right-handed options. So Refsnyder has to be the guy, and they need to keep pushing him out there. At the same time, I think Dan kind of oscillates between wanting to be that manager, wanting to be the guy that shows he trusts his players, right? That's his whole ethos. That's everything. It's like, I trust you guys. I'm putting the onus on you guys. You run this team. This is your thing, and go run with it. And I think that's the example of that last night with Luke. Like, hey, we love you. We trust you. Go battle, right? We're not saying you can't hit lefties. It's just sometimes a better matchup, obviously, with the right-hander. But, yes, in terms of the situation, it worked out last night that he got to come back around with the right-hander. I don't know. I would flip over to the weekend too. I think it was Saturday where every move, it felt like Dan made in that 11-9 game in St. Louis was perfect off the bench. Every single one of those moves, turned into gold there. And that's obviously not going to be the case every night, but they're there for a reason. You got a veteran like Connor Joe on the roster right now too. Hasn't had a ton of opportunities, but you got to give those guys chances when they're there and when the situation calls for it. I do think it's more of a night by night sort of thing with Dan Wilson, whatever that pitcher's throwing, and how Raley or Canzone fares against those guys. I do know Luke Raley is sort of resigned to the idea that he's not going to get a ton of opportunities against lefties, and that's just the situation it is. And he's only been practicing against righties a lot too. And so, I don't know if that's a great place to be for a veteran like him necessarily, but that's just the reality of the situation. He's never really consistently hit lefties in his career. No, he hasn't had a ton of opportunities either, but again, I like Rob Refsnyder. He has a great track record against lefties. And if I'm Dan Wilson, I'm pinch hitting Rob Refsnyder for Luke Raley in the majority of situations. And I do think we will see that the majority of the time going forward.
Well, good. I mean, I think we should. I just, to me, my concern was just when you do it early and then you're left with Ref Snyder later in the game. But again, Ref Snyder against a righty is probably better than Rayleigh against a lefty, so probably not the end of the world. Regardless, you're right. Things starting to work. Teams starting to pull out of the woods. Opportunity to get back to 500 with a win today. Story coming in the Seattle Times tomorrow about Cole Young from one Adam Jude. Thanks for joining me, man. Appreciate it. And see you back home, tomorrow? Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Adam Jude. I really do like Adam's writing a lot. I think he's done a great job since taking over and helping out with Divish and what those two guys do together on the beat. Big fan of a lot of the people who do that. I mean, obviously Shannon is our person, and love Ryan and love Adam, and just a lot of good Mariner coverage here over the last couple of years. What did I want to come back to? Oh, I got a text here. I'll just go over it again. We hear it a lot. Why not go to a 6-man rotation? What's the downside? I mean, look, the downside of a 6-man rotation is that you're only seeing Brian Wu every 6 games instead of every 5. You're only seeing Logan Gilbert every 6 games instead of every 5. There's no need to do that.
Well, honestly, maybe even more than that. Then you're down a bullpen arm. And if we've seen anything early on, this team needs bullpen arms.
Yeah, I mean, both things are true. You are keeping your best pitchers aren't pitching as often, and you're short on arm in the bullpen. So you put those two things together, I just don't see it happening, man. I there's no reason to make it happen. There's other options, whether it's the phantom phony IL or eventually potentially moving one of these guys to the bullpen, or life has a way of working out. You still got 3 more starts to see whether or not everyone is still healthy and pitching well in the rotation if Bryce Miller is able to make his way back. All right, as I said, it's a short show because we're getting ready to turn things over to Shannon and to the pregame show before an early baseball game this morning. So we're going to do a little short early version of Trash Takes without Brock, but this will be a real battle because you can always just eliminate Brock's anyway because his is bad almost always. It's like the same 4 people and the same 4 takes. So Lyle and Mora to do battle next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Brand new draft class.
Glad they picked in the first round. It panned out the way most of us thought it was going to go down with Jadarian. I got to say Jadarian. I did so many hits calling him Jadarian. JD. Yeah, I kept calling him Jadarian. But Jadarian Price, Bud Clark was a surprise. Was not on my radar. Not even on my list. I scouted like 150 players, and he was not one of them.
I thought for sure they were going to go offensive line there.
Yeah, me too. Julian Neal was a great pick as well.
Bump and Stacy, only on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and $250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you. Guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Are you interested in investing in real estate in the greater Seattle market, but don't want to manage properties, develop real estate, or sign on debt? Hi, it's Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital, based in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 15 years. We've had 0 investor losses and have averaged double-digit returns since inception. Find out why over 800 local investors have invested over $200 million in our Legacy family of funds. Legacy Northwest Fund returned over 12% in both 2007 and 2008. Are you looking at diversification opportunities, especially with what's happening in the market this year? Get in touch with us today. Legacy's family of funds has a limited opening for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or legacyg.com. That's legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investment performance based on average return of LOF1, LOF2, and LSF from 2007 through the date of calculation and after deduction of fees and expenses. Legacy family of funds investments are available to accredited investors only.
Hello, Seattle.
Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America and a member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Visit America's Car Museum now, where history roars to life. If you loved Ford versus Ferrari, see Shelby Cobras and GT40s in the birth of the American supercar. Cruise-ins, drive-ins, race simulators, fun for all ages. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeservice.com.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life, with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of the BZ. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke Heward. And Brooke Heward.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, final hour, not even final half hour, Brock and Salk today. It has just been me. Brock, a couple more days off. He'll be back, of course, on Monday. Tomorrow, I should mention that we will have our friend and great storyteller, Greg Bishop, from Sports Illustrated with us from around 8 until 10. It means he'll get to talk to Passon. Passon doesn't know it, but Greg does, so that should be fun. Passon's going to join us at 8:30 tomorrow, so we'll get that little combination going. Remember, they were good friends and roommates in college, or close to roommates, something like that. And so, opportunity.
When we brought Greg Bishop, we said they were roommates, and that's the one time Passon's dropped an F-bomb with us. He said, I would never bleeping room with him.
Yeah.
I think they roomed near each other.
Yes, but they were friends and hallmates or something,
Yes.
I guess you would say. So tomorrow should be fun. We'll do some fun storytelling with Greg. I should also point out, I get a text here. Saying, where'd it go? This is from Sam in Spokane. My app keeps freezing. Is Justin still available for in-house visits to fix that? If not, is that Lyle's new role? And if not Lyle, could somebody get Boy Howdy to take some time off from Cutco to be an independent contractor and get out here and help me? Lyle, you're not doing house visits for app problems, are you? That's not in your day-to-day job description?
I'm going to shock everybody here. I don't think I know how to do that.
No?
No.
You don't think you could fix somebody's app on their phone? You're a kid. You should be able to do that stuff.
That involves actually having like a computer science degree or something like that.
No, it doesn't. Just to fix an app on a phone? Come on, man. You could do that. Anyway, no, Justin will not help you. No more in-house visits from Justin. But I don't know what to tell you. Send an email. I think there's a help button somewhere on there. And make sure you download the app, because tomorrow we're going to do Here's the Thing. And we need submissions which come through the app. So make sure you download the Seattle Sports app. You can listen, watch the show, read everything that gets written, all that stuff here through the Seattle Sports app. And you can leave us messages for Here's the Thing tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Let's do an early version of Trash Takes.
Get it together. Don't look like trash.
Trash Takes.
It's a bunch of trash.
Oh, gosh. I thought it was trash.
On Brock and Salk.
That's a terrible take.
How are we ever going to do Trash Takes without Brock's contribution? I mean, Angel Reese was traded last week. Was there no Trash Take available from Angel? That's his go-to.
I mean, again, there was Deion Sanders saying, man, Jordan Tyson's the real deal, only for people to say, you cut him.
How did Brock not do that one? He loves him some Deion. There's a couple people that he goes back to the well. It never works. And usually they're not even takes. What do you guys have? Let's go to the pros. Lyle and Maura.
Lyle, you've come a long way. They didn't used to talk to you about you like that.
Well, it's really that Brock's gotten so bad.
I'll go. So originally, I kind of wanted to do this one, but I think the Mike Vrabel story is so played out. But I just have to mention that this is insane to me. Boston Magazine put out yesterday their issue of most influential Bostonians, and they left Mike Vrabel and Drake May as their cover.
Wow.
After everything that's gone down. I think maybe I would have made a quick change.
Wow. Mike Vrabel. Okay, Boston Magazine.
Yeah.
By the way, grew up reading Boston Magazine in the bathroom every day. Like, Boston Magazine was in my family's bathroom all the time. Like, you couldn't help but look at Boston Magazine growing up in the bathroom. It's actually pretty well done magazine.
Yeah.
That being said,
that's a choice.
Yeah, that's a choice.
So that one, we've talked about that so much. I'm gonna go with this
so that's
one.
That's not even your take. That's just a bonus.
That's just
All right.
So Andrew Filipponi, I think maybe we've even had him on at some point.
Pittsburgh
He's
guy,
a host in Pittsburgh on a radio show out there in 93.7 The Fan.
Yeah.
He has been for a long time. So I think this is the take part. He posted out, if the Steelers on Twitter, if the Steelers draft Drew Aller in 250 days, I think I'll quit my job. The Penn State quarterback, and they did. So he went through with this really cheesy bit where he pretended to quit his job, and they even filmed him driving away from the building.
I don't know what I don't know what's next. I haven't even thought about like irons in the fire.
This isn't your nipples or $750 to him.
I know, but it's the decision that I'm making, and I'm at peace with it.
Job.
Yeah, I do.
You know how many people would kill to have the success you've had?
Maybe the next person will trade it more responsibly and not tweet out dumb stuff like I did. So, all right, you guys can go to break if you want. Text us on the Edgar Steiner Associates fan.
Why do you? No, don't even bother. You don't work on this show anymore, apparently.
Good point. I don't even know if I have the power to say those things and have them count. Goodbye.
You're just sweet. You're sitting there doing one of these like it's normal. He just walked out of the studio.
They filmed him leaving in his car. 50 minutes later, they said they called him and talked him into coming back, and they rehired him. I just think it's a little too much commitment to the bit. It's very cheesy and over the top.
I like a good radio stunt. This one falls flat, unfortunately. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Maura. Andrew Filipponi quitting his job over Drew Allard. Where was he picked? Like 7th round?
That's a good question.
3rd round, I think.
Was it really? Well, that's actually giving up something. All right. Lyle, what do you got?
Yeah, it's 76th pick overall, 3rd round.
I've seen a lot of this after the Seahawks took Jadarian Price, and I don't really get it. So here's one example of it. This is from the Underdog Fantasy Football Show.
only 10% of mock drafts had Jadarian Price going into round 1. So this was the biggest long shot of anybody. And I thought it was a pretty terrible pick, to be honest. I
don't know. Like, I've seen this a lot, and I don't really get it. It's the last pick of the first round. They needed a running back. He's supposed to be really good. I don't really get all of the downgrading on that pick. And again, that's just one example of it that I've seen.
Tough choice here. So nice not having Brock's terrible contribution to Trash Takes. This really makes the bit so much better. Speaking of bits, Maura, Andrew Filipponi, that was a pretty bad bit. But it's not like I guess he gave the bad take a long time ago.
I would say what he put on Twitter was the take part, but I understand it's not fully a take.
We've heard this stuff before. Like, radio hosts say these things, then you got to figure out how to get out of it, right? I'll eat my microphone if so-and-so does this. Like, we bet the house, bet the kids, right? I mean, like, people say dumb stuff all the time.
Maybe, like, even if you're going to do it, don't show up for a day and really have people talking or something. But his co-host pretending to be angry.
Well, and radio hosts aren't actors. Like, and the co-host was not a good actor, unfortunately. That was poor acting skills. Not that I could do better. I like the idea of a good radio bit or a good radio prank or an old school stunt. That one wasn't great. On the other hand, I want to go with Lyle. I'm really debating here today. I want to go with Lyle. I just have never heard of Underdog Sport. Like, is that a real thing?
Oh, Bill Belichick was doing ads for them like a year ago.
All right.
They're a huge sports betting company, and they do a bunch of content.
All right. Well, then I'll go with that. Maybe that's the trash take, is that I'd never heard of Underdog. But I don't really do any sports betting stuff or fantasy stuff.
I believe they were the company that was shooting an ad with Bill Belichick when his girlfriend pitched I'll be in a bikini by the pool, and she came back with a bikini, and they pretended to shoot her to get her to leave them alone.
That was Underdog?
Yes.
Well, I have so much respect for them now that I don't know if I can make them trash takes. Lyle, I'm sorry. Maura's going to win this one again. I got to go with Filipponi and the ridiculous stunt.
You can't use my extra information against
Lyle. I can't possibly criticize Underdog Sports after that incredible, brilliant decision, not only to pretend to film it in order to make her happy, but to then leak that information so that everybody else had it. Yeah, we're going with that. Sorry, Lyle. You almost had this one, but Maura ends up with the win. That is Trash Takes, usually Wednesdays at 9:45, but do it a little early today with an early Mariner game. We'll get ready for that and for a pregame show with a quick need to know, and then turn things over to Shannon's. Coming up on Brock and Salk Seattle Sports on 710.
For the best insider analysis.
Bumpus and Blyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at seattlesports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at seattlesports.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here as we are gearing up for Mother's Day in my house now that my birthday's in the rearview mirror. So what are you doing? Celebrate Mom with Snoqualmie Casino and Hotels big Mother's Day weekend giveaway where you could win one of 100 designer handbags that are all filled up with prizes. That's Saturday and Sunday, May 9th and 10th. And don't forget, book a stay at the hotel. It is beautiful. Mom would love it. And the spa. Yeah, it's incredible. Why not go to snocasino.com for more and to book a room? It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Total Wellness at Home is here. Save up to $2,800 on a saltwater hot spring spa and enjoy healthy, relaxing soaks. Save up to $12,000 on an endless pool swim spa for a year-round retreat. These massive savings end April 30th.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here.
Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
I really want to have the most amazing customer experience. I want people to be excited.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
It's going to be 70 degrees this weekend, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was honestly unlike anything I've experienced. Think of like a luxury EV, but on the water. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Mariners and Twins this morning in Minneapolis. First pitch at 10:40, 9:30 pregame. Listen live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, pretty standard Mariner lineup as they get ready for a little day baseball today. Morning baseball, 10:40 first pitch. Pacific time as they finish up this series and this road trip in Minnesota. Yes, it will be George Kirby against Taj Bradley. And as I said, pretty standard lineup other than Will Wilson playing third and batting ninth instead of Leo Rivas. Yesterday, It was a nice win. Josh Naylor playing a huge role in it.
The 1-0. Swung on. Destroyed. Right field. This is on its way. Gone, Josh Naylor. Over the big wall in right field. Naylor, a 3-run blast. And the Mariners extend the lead. It's 5-1.
Pretty good bat flip coming off that one, too, huh? Kind of turned around and flipped it back. You don't see a lot of bat flips to the visiting dugout. So I'm assuming they were on the third base side, right? Because the bat flip went third base side. You don't usually see that because usually it's at home, big walk-off, big moment in the bottom of an inning. But this was a big bat flip on the road, which is rare. And so it does look a little funny kind of looking back to the third base dugout. But whatever. Great moment. He absolutely torched that ball. And I'm sure there's some frustration from the beginning of the year that he's starting to work out. And now he's just crushing it. Julio had 3 doubles last night. Cole Young had 3 hits. And Logan, good. Not quite great, but certainly good enough. Got out of trouble a couple of times. Ends up going 5 innings and gives up just 1 run. You heard Adam Jude say it a few minutes ago. Brendan Donovan could be back sooner rather than later. Maybe even as soon as this weekend, but supposed to be back here on this homestand. Has been taking some swings, and yeah, that would be nice to get their leadoff hitter back and into this lineup.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Enjoyed learning more about Bud Clark this morning, Seahawks' second-round pick, and we got a chance to speak to Sonny Dykes, who was his coach in college at TCU. He was pretty clear this is a guy we're going to like.
Yeah, first of all, Seattle fans are going to love Bud Clark. I mean, he is just a big personality, a guy that has a lot of passion for playing football, values being a good teammate, a good person, just a guy that is as good as he is on the field. He's even better off the field and in the locker room. He'll be the first guy in the building every day, the last guy to leave. I mean, he just is truly a one-of-a-kind guy that loves the grind of football. He's incredibly appreciative for every opportunity that comes his way. Just a really special guy. One of my favorite players, that I've ever had the good fortune of coaching and being around.
That's a pretty big compliment. As Maura mentioned, he's coached a lot of really good NFL players as they came through college. But we've heard about the personality. We've heard about the instincts. We've heard about the ability to play multiple positions. But this one, I think, might end up being more important than any of them. It's just the guys that have that knack in that moment when you need the most.
Whenever we needed him to make a big play, he made it. And he did that all the years that I've been here. And same thing happened this past year. I mean, we needed a big play in week 1 at North Carolina. Bud gets an interception, runs it back for a touchdown. He made numerous plays in the Alamo Bowl, a win against USC, where he was knocking balls down, making competitive plays on the football, and just has a knack for rising up in critical situations.
Guys with that knack who just seem to understand when the team really needs them to do something. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want at safety. It's a very instinctive position. It's a big play kind of position. So, getting more and more excited about the potential future here for Bud Clark. And then, of course, we keep talking about all the other guys, but let's remember the biggest thing here is still Jadarian Price, who Daniel Jeremiah told us yesterday could be your day 1, game 1, play 1 starter.
I think he's fully capable of being that. I would imagine so. And then you're going to kind of be able to ease Charbonnet back in. He can do everything you want to do. I think he's fully capable of being that guy. Vision, balance. He's got just a really good feel. His ability in the passing game, I think, is underrated. I think he's going to be able to do some things, catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got good hands from that standpoint. His thing is just going to be pass protection. I guarantee you from the first mini camp, that's going to be if you go out to practice, they're going to be really drilling that down and working with him on that. That would be the only thing that would keep him off the field early. It's just he's got to get better in that department.
All right, well, that first mini camp is going to start here this weekend. Looking forward to it. I'm hoping to try to get out there on Saturday.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I've been having fun with this Pittsburgh Steelers story as they have put an unrestricted tender on Aaron Rodgers. So basically what that means, it doesn't get used often, but if he accepts it, he gets a 10% raise from his salary last season. And if he signs somewhere else, then the Steelers get a comp pick next year. That's basically this simple thing here. But it's more just how ridiculous the whole story is. Like, why are you sitting around waiting for him again? Michelle Smallman, friend of ours, on the Unsportsmanlike show right before us.
What are they doing? Waiting around for him again? Omar Khan and company said, it's going to be different this year. We're not going to have to wait around. The timeline is not going to be as long as it was last year. It really doesn't seem like a lot has changed. I just don't understand why they are going down this road again. But especially because you're ushering a new era with Mike McCarthy as the head coach. But it feels like you're kind of stuck in the same position as you were last year. It doesn't feel like a new era of Pittsburgh Steelers football if you're going down the same road as you did last year, waiting for a quarterback in his 40s to decide whether or not he wants to play football.
Totally agree. Thank you for saying it all, Michelle. Now I don't have to. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Good question from the 360. How can nearly every guy be the first in the building and the last one to leave? It's a great question. And I know that there's a group out there who doesn't care about that stuff, or they do, and they think, that's great. I'm glad glad he worked so hard, until you get, voluntary workouts, and they're like, no, it doesn't matter if you show up. Well, you can't praise first in the building, last to leave, and then not care when somebody has the exact opposite personality, which is, if you're going to have a voluntary thing, you just won't show up. Yeah, boy, I can't wait to have that guy on my team. I guess what I would say, there's a great story. God, I don't even know if I have enough time to tell it. That I think it was Jay Williams was telling me when I hosted a show with him a long time ago about him and Kobe Bryant in the gym. And he gets there and Kobe's already there. Jay Williams is a legendary worker, right? One of the best players, this and that. But at the end of the day, like, he's trying to outwork and he won't leave until Kobe leaves. Guess what? Kobe would never left. Kobe just absolutely would not go. And eventually, after however many hours, he's like, all right, I give up. I guess at the end of the day, there is someone who's truly first in, last one out. That was Kobe. That was Brady. That's how those guys end up becoming GOATs. All right, that pretty much going to do it for us today. Fun show. A lot of guest activity. A lot of good information. Adam Jude, Sonny Dykes, Emerson Hancock. Go catch those on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app. Tomorrow, Greg Bishop is going to come join me for a couple hours. That'll be great. We'll talk to Jeff Passan. We'll hear why he's asking Cal Raleigh about a specially made cup and, like, the measure. Like, Jeff got a little too deep.
Very personal.
Very, very, very personal with Cal. So we'll do that tomorrow as well. And hopefully talking about the Mariners back at 500 with a 5-1 road trip and winning a 2 series here on the road. That would be a nice way for this thing to go. So we'll catch you tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m. Stick around for the pregame show next. And the hay is in the barn. See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper! For the best insider analysis,
Bumpus and Wyman, the floor is yours. This is who you wanted.
Yeah, this is the guy I wanted.
Lock in at seattlesports.com.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
There it is.
Notre Dame.
The home run picks.
He kind of stood alone. Great player.
And what's next as John Schneider, Mike McDonald, and the Seahawks put together the crew that'll defend the Lombardi Trophy.
They don't draft for need. They draft the best available players.
It's only at seattlesports.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
PureLife.com.
The Puyallup RV Show is back April 30th through May 3rd. Explore hundreds of new and used RVs, manufactured homes, and get show-only prices. Now through April 29th, buy a ticket online, get another free. Go to PuyallupRVShow.com. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Hey guys, Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. Still here helping men with ED and Peyronie's disease in 2026. Our clinics have helped thousands of men in the last 8 years just like you. Most guys tell me that in their early 50s, they started using Viagra. It worked for 3 or 4 years and then tapered off. That's because Viagra is not a curative medication. It's a short-term solution. Our wave therapy breaks down the plaque in the arteries and increases blood flow without using any medication, with proven long-lasting results. Our treatments are so successful that we have some men driving up to 5 hours just to get treated every week, and our 4.9 average star rating on Google proves it. So whether it's ED, Peyronie's disease, or low testosterone, West Coast Men's Health has the answers you're looking for.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. Call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Thinking about investing in home upgrades? Worry less and save more with Snohomish PUD's network of trade allies. These are trusted local contractors who can install heat pumps, insulation, new windows, and more. And when you work with a PUD trade ally, you can unlock instant rebates. This means lower upfront costs, lower energy bills, and work done by vetted pros. Find a PUD trade ally at snowpud.com/rebates.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey South Sound, Jermaine Kirk with CS Floors. Come meet me at the grand opening of Pacific Northwest Interior featuring CS Floors. May 7th in Tacoma. Visit our website for more information, csfloors.net.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access